It's time for the Ravagers to rise once again to glory!
You are listening to The Ravager Report, a FoxNext Marvel Strike Force podcast dedicated to bringing you the latest news, information, and updates. With your hosts, Dorian.
It is a name what strikes fear into the hearts of anyone what hears it!
And Hebrew Hammer.
I'm Mary Poppins, y'all!
Hello, and welcome to episode 35 of The Ravager Report. I am, as always, your host, Dorian, and with me today is the ever-happy Hebrew Hammer. How you doing, Hebrew?
I am doing pretty good, considering I'm drinking a nice, delicious glass of Pellegrino with a twist of lime, and then I'm doing even better because you didn't do the stupid Jovenshire thing.
Yeah, were you waiting for it?
Yes. I actually heard you, I think, almost go into it, but then I think you stopped.
Actually, that was I was thinking about this, so I took a nap shortly before the show, and I was kind of in that in between state.
Right.
And I actually thought about how I was going to open the show tonight, and realized that I need to start playing with you a little bit more, and not do it so that you'll never know when the "how you doing's" coming.
Oh God. If I could have like the sound of someone closing a door and walking out, that would be what's going on right now.
We need a soundboard. We really do need a soundboard. So
I don't know. I feel like nothing kills podcasts like soundboards. I don't know. They could either make them great, or I feel like they make them terrible.
Yeah, I mean, if they're done judiciously, I mean, you can get really good soundboards. Intros to different segments, and things. I mean, you're right. They can be overdone and overused, and it's really, really bad. But
yeah,
I think
I was listening to the Bill Nye the Science Guy one earlier today. For the first time, he has a soundboard on his, and it was not that good.
Bill Nye, the I don't know science guy.
Don't say that. That's your... No. All right. Next. Moving on.
Okay, we're starting this one off right. So yeah, Hebrew. Welcome back, man. We are week 35. We are now past. When did you start Power Core last year? I was trying to remember. Was it around this time, or was it in May? Like late May?
I have no idea. I do not remember at all. I think that I ended up getting to like 20 episodes or so, though.
Yeah. Well, I do know that you and I are the two longest podcasters in Marvel Strike Force. And I just want to say congratulations for that.
Yeah, go us.
Yeah. We have stuck it out through thick and thin, and losing co-hosts, and dropping our shows and forming a new show, and just it's been a wild, crazy year, getting to know one another better, getting used to each other. 35 episodes, we're still not there.
Yep. And it's funny that you mentioned that, because earlier on today I actually was listening to I listened to two things. One was my very first Power Core episode, and then I listened to our very first episode, and it was funny just listening to the problems that we had in either one, and seeing how ridiculously awesome that sounds right now. Like, all of our problems then sound like a dream compared to things that we have now. And I'm just like, man, we had it so good back in the day. We didn't even know. We were bitching and complaining, and it was at such a good state.
Oh, it really was. We were, we started like September or August?
Mm-hmm.
With Ravager Report, and then, those were some good times in MSF. They really were, and we were complaining. And then Red Stars dropped.
Exactly. I mean, even the Blitz, like the Blitz thing hadn't even come yet, at least on the first episode of Power Core, and I was like, man, like that was such a dream. Just, you remember like how everyone was blitzing, and then you had plenty of time before you had to
6-hour blitzes were so nice.
Yeah, so good. God, that's what we need right now. Just like a break in monotonous things.
Well, that's coming. That is coming, and we're going to talk about that a little bit later in the show. But before we do, I'd like to give a big thank you and shout out to all our patrons. as you know, at the beginning of the month, we do like to give you guys some kudos. So I'm going to run through our list real quick here, Hebrew. And guys, if you would like to have your name read out on the show, you can join us at patreon.com/Ravager Report, where we have pledges starting at $2 all the way up to $20. And the $5 is a pretty sweet spot because you get like you get the show a couple of days early. But at the $20 level, you get to like recommend videos to do, segments, things of that nature. And we're talking about, possibly adding in roster views around the $10 to $20 level. So, if you'd like to join us, it is patreon.com/Ravager Report. And without any further ado, I want to thank Nikosi, Squirrel Girl, Gareth, Mike, Ivan, BMZR, Chris, Justin, Lehman, Anthony, Sky, Sean, Kyle, Kyriakos, Michael, Chris, and Michael Bradford. And I want to give a huge big shout out to our executives. These guys are our top tier patrons. They have been with us for a very long time, and they are absolutely amazing, and we love these guys. I talk to these guys constantly. So our good buddy Assassin, Ryan Kane, and Della. So guys, thank you very much. You have, I'm going to let you know, you have paid for the second year of the Ravager Report. We are guaranteed to be around for another year. So, we have made enough through Patreon now to, pay our, Podbean subscription a year in advance. So when that expires come August or so, we'll be able to re-up. So I don't know if you guys think that's a good thing or not, but
I like it.
I like it too. Now I don't know if you noticed or not, but I made sure to enunciate one name very clearly, and that was Lehman. That's because for the longest time I've called him Lamon. And he responded to, because we sent out kind of a patron survey in the past couple of months, talking to all our different patrons. You know, what do you like about the show? What do you not like? What can we do better? And he was like, well, I kind of like you to call me by the right name first.
What was the all right? So what was the spelling on it? Was it Lee?
It's Leman.
Oh, Lemon.
He's you can see it on Discord. He's on our Discord. He's not in the show right now, but he was like, it's pronounced Lehman, and I'm like, I'm sorry.
Gotcha. Yeah,
I'm so sorry.
Because
I was thinking like Le Mans, right? It's spelled the same way. So
that's where my head went too. So yeah, I'm with you on that. But I guess we both messed it up. Yes.
So, anyway, I just want to give you guys a great big thank you. You guys are amazing. You are the best patrons in podcast land for MSF. So don't let anybody ever tell you differently. All right. So, Hebrew, before we get into the show, why don't you let everybody know what you've been up to this past week?
Not too much, just the normal stuff. A lot of podcasting recently. I'll get into like my plugs for stuff later on, but yeah, lots and lots of podcasting, lots of coordinating. So yeah, kind of busy on that front. I as most people know, I had a incident with a bug in my apartment last week, right before the show.
You're such a girl.
And that was, I don't care what you call me, I'm not dealing with bugs. I don't care. I'll burn my man card, quote unquote, up in a fire. I don't care. I just don't want to fire in my apartment. Yeah. I had my our pest control guy for the apartment complex come twice in 1 week because I was like, and he was like, this won't do anything. The second time I was like, I don't care. Like, come back and do this again. I want everything except for me to die in this apartment. Every living thing except for me to die in this apartment. So did that, and I haven't seen another one since. So that's good. It's been
that is a good
couple
thing.
of days. Yeah. So hopefully they're all dead, and all their babies died too. But yeah, that's pretty much it for me. What about you?
So I've had a really busy week at work. We migrated from on-premises TFS to Visual Studio Azure DevOps. So for the past 2 days, all I've been doing is kind of transferring files in branches and folders and working to create builds. I got to send out an email to offshore. That reminds me. Thank you. I got to let them know to use the new branch. So been focusing on that. I've started bike riding this week. So
Very nice.
we have a local, kind of a trail that goes along the Cumberland River. Mm-hmm. So it's like 3.5 miles one way. So 3.5, 3 3/4. So I'm doing 7+, which is really, really
That's
nice.
actually really, really good. Yeah.
Yes. So I'm happy with that. And now that I've got my distance and I'm comfortable with the distance, I need to increase my time.
Right.
So it's going to be, it's fun because I'm on my son's trail bike. And for somebody of my height, now I'm not that tall, but somebody of my height should have like 24 to 26 inch wheels.
Right.
And his is like 18 to 20.
Oh yeah, that's right. Because you mentioned that he's at least as tall, if not taller.
Yeah. So he really, we've had this bike for quite a few years. He should probably have a new bike as well.
Yeah.
But the worst part about it is it's got a trail bike seat. That is uncomfortable for 7 miles.
Yeah.
I'm just going to tell you right now. That is, sorry. I was reading Pope's
comment. Yeah.
Yeah. So you know what? That might be something to go on a t-shirt. I can Lieutenant Dangle it. I wonder if they have that. Hold on 1 second for me.
By the way, the comment was, I want to see Dorian in his cowboy boots and some bike shorts. So that might end up happening. We'll see.
Take a look at the chat. Oh, he doesn't do the twist. He doesn't do the twist. So other than that, I haven't been working on any videos or doing any YouTube. I've been working on some math for the Elite Star store. Mm-hmm. Around tickets and promotion credits and trying to help people determine kind of what's in their best interest. It's been funny because I've been arguing with a guy for like 2 days now in the MSF, the official MFS Discord. And I'm just like, it's funny because I was like, I see the merits of both. I understand why people would want to spend the promotion credits, but I feel that's a short-term gain and not so much of a long-term strategy, because ultimately you have to get a baseline of 4 red stars for your entire roster before you really start seeing any benefits out of that store.
Yeah.
And I mean, no offense to this guy, I don't think English was his first language. So I think he got offended by maybe Google Translate said something that I didn't say. Because he was talking about suddenly, like, I was calling players losers, and I'm like, I didn't say that.
I was like, a strange interaction.
Yeah, it was weird. And then ultimately, I was just kind of like, I'm working on a probabilities application to, you put in like how many red stars you have at each level. So how many characters you have at 1 red star, how many at 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then you tell it like how many orbs you want to simulate opening, and it will tell you roughly how many tickets you would generate at each different level.
Right.
So the math is pretty straightforward until you get to the RNG probabilities, because you have to calculate if I open a 4-star orb, what's the chance that it's a 1, 2, or 3 on my roster? I have to now decrement that star and increment my 4-star, and then run another simulation based off those new odds. So it's kind of some intrigue game theory with probability matrix. It gets a little complicated.
Right.
So needless to say, I haven't made a lot of headway on that, but I was, and so I was mentioning this in the MFS chat, and he had brought up how, another creator had, opened like 100 orbs or something and didn't get a single Psylocke, even though it said they're at 10%. So obviously so he doesn't believe that their posted probabilities are true. And I'm like, yeah, that's not how RNG works. So you could open 1 million orbs and not get a specific character. So it's one of those things where it's just like, I don't think people quite understand maybe. Mm-hmm. And they think that there's a pity system, or that if you open 100 that you're going to get 10 of something guaranteed because it's a 10% drop rate. And that's just, it's just not how the system works.
Yeah.
Quit staring at the
agree.
GIF.
You put it there.
For those of you who aren't able to see, I posted a GIF of Lieutenant Dangle from Reno 911 coming out of a store with his new cowboy boots, jumping up into the air. So Muggin stopped by, so everybody wish Muggin well. Bye, Muggin. Take care.
Peace out, Girl
Peace
Scout.
out. So that's kind of been this week. I don't really have anything else. I mean, there is obviously Rose Watch 2019. But there's really no, they're blooming and the petals are falling off, and I can't figure out why. But the trees are taking. There was a little bit of brown on the shrubs earlier, but it's not. I can't figure out why the petals are falling off the roses. I don't know if they're supposed to do that or not. So I got to figure that one out. But
yeah, that
anyway,
sounds like you have a problem.
A really short Rose Watch this week, guys. They're planted and they're blooming and they're growing well. So I mean, there's not a whole lot to talk about.
Yeah, I was going to answer a creative names question if you're finished up with yours.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so my fear with bugs, like what I'm worried about with bugs, is not necessarily injury or anything like that. Well, some of it is, but it's just I don't like creepy, crawly, weird things, or things that can fly. I don't know, like any kind of smaller thing than me. I'm not a fan of.
So most of nature,
smaller thing. Yes, most of nature I'm not a fan of. Besides dogs.
Birds scare you? I actually creative. That was the first thing I thought of. Because they're smaller than you and they fly.
Yeah, they don't scare me, but I don't want to deal with them. Like,
oh man, you got to come here. I got to take you hunting.
Well, that's probably something I would enjoy because I get to shoot the birds.
No, we don't shoot birds. Well, blackbirds we do.
What do you shoot?
Squirrels, rabbits.
Yeah, and I don't want to hurt a rabbit. Actually, I like rabbits, but I don't know. It's for me, yeah, it's bugs. Bugs for the most part. Is just they're gross. They're disgusting. They're gross. I don't like them. And it's weird because whenever I was a kid, like I used to actually like enjoy catching bugs. Like I used to catch like wasps in a net, and then like kind of condense the area where the wasp is with my fingers, and like had no problem with it whatsoever. I don't know what changed, but I think I realized that was ridiculous to do, and I started hating it ever since then. But yeah, so that's my issue with bugs. I absolutely hate them. They're gross.
I'm going to respond to Captain Murdoch real quick. He said only shoot things for varmint stew. No. Varmint stew is when you get them from the side of the road.
Ooh. I mean, obviously that's a joke, or at least that better be a joke.
Yes, that's a joke, and that's not okay.
What the heck?
That's not okay, creative. That's not okay. So again, for those of you at home, creative posted a picture of a very giant bug in the palm of his hands.
It's disgusting.
Oh, that is nasty.
That is the worst thing ever. That's the thing of nightmares. That's nightmare. That is disgusting.
All right, then.
All right. So yeah, let's go ahead and move on.
Let's move on. Okay. So
real quick. Don't have to stare at that thing anymore.
Yep. All right. Let me get over into the show notes because we don't have a whole lot this week. Hebrew, did you see anything in the data mine?
No, there was really nothing.
Okay.
I mean, it had like basically after Iron Man, I think it was Nick Fury is coming back. I think.
Yeah, I think that's the schedule. We'll talk about the Iron Man Legendary here in a little bit. So
yeah,
let's go ahead then and jump into our weekly survey, shall we?
Let's do it.
So this week we had, I want to say less than 15 total questions, and I'm starting to break them down into categories. I didn't know if you had a chance to go take the survey or not.
Yeah, I did.
So I'm going to have to ask people if they like the categories a little bit better. Although I've heard people go, oh, hey, there's only 4 questions. Oh, that was a tease.
Even I kind of did that.
Fooled you. So we're these are things that are still kind of evolving, and I'm trying to get feedback and use them to help the show as well as anything else. So our first section this week was offers and events. So we had 83 total responses, and I asked, were you one of the lucky 85 to purchase the gold orb offer? Were you? I don't think you were.
No, I don't spend in the game for.
Yeah, I don't either. So. I saw it and I was like, that can't be real, and I didn't buy it, and I probably should have.
Yeah,
but out of 83 respondents, 100% said no.
Wow. Okay, not even one of them.
Not even one. So, well, I mean, I think 85 total people out of how many hundreds of thousands playing the game now, if not millions.
Right. Yeah.
So,
it is a very small amount.
It is a very small amount. Do you think FoxNext is doing enough to make up for the gold orb offer mistake? Yes or no?
No.
I actually disagree, and I say yes, but that may be because I have insight.
Yeah.
Could it be better? Yes. I mean,
yes.
But and we're gonna talk about Goldgate 2.0 a little bit later. But yeah. I mean,
I'm waiting to explain my answer because of that.
Yeah, okay, and that's fair. Do you want to cover that now, or do you want to wait till after the survey?
If you want to go ahead and cover it now, that's fine with me. I can explain why.
Let's wait till after the survey, because I think people kind of want us to get through the survey and then get to the news.
You're right. Yeah.
So, 81% said yes, and 19% said no. I'm rounding at this point, by the way, because I've been told to stop doing decimal places.
I agree.
Would you prefer that they make the offer available to everyone the way they're doing it, or another way? So the options were make it available to everyone, I like the fix, I don't care either way, or enter in.
So I'm pretty sure I entered in for this one, and it was something like they need to refund the money to the people that spent, and then just give everyone what they got.
That was you? I was going to mock that one mercilessly. Now I feel comfortable doing that.
Why? Yeah,
I think because from a business standpoint, that's just ridiculously dumb.
And
I'm not saying your opinion is dumb. I'm sorry. You have a very valid opinion. I'm just saying from a business standpoint, it doesn't make any business sense.
I 100% agree with you. I mean, I don't think it's advantageous for them to do any of this. That's why they're not going to do it. But in my ideal world, I wish that they would have done that. That's what this question was, I think.
Oh, that's true. I did say another way.
Yeah, and that would be my ideal way, is that they would do that. Because I think that no matter what, like, the only way to not give a big advantage to those people is to give everyone the same exact advantage. So they shouldn't have to pay for it, because everyone else is going to get it for free, because not everyone should be forced to pay for it. And so they're going to wipe it, or they should refund it, and then give everyone the same, or they should re-roll that person's progress, and which would be incredibly hard, granted, but then not give anyone anything.
So
and refund them the money.
Well, let's go into this a little bit more in depth with the Goldgate 2.0 discussion, because I think you've got some valid points.
Yeah,
but I'd kind of like take some time to offer some counters to them.
Yeah,
so let's hold that for there.
Yeah, I'm always down for a good discussion. So
yep. So 54% of the people liked the fix. 34% said make it available for everybody. 8%, we're at 8.5%, said I don't care either way. There was one make the original offer available, and one I prefer the solution and implement it now.
Right.
Okay. Both those options were available. Okay. I love you guys. I love you guys so much. Let's see. Do you like the upcoming plans to help people get Dark Phoenix? Yes, no, or don't care either way.
I don't like it one tiny bit.
Yeah, I don't either,
for
but that's because
for
I have
obvious reasons.
Yeah, I have some very obvious reasons as well. 55.5% agreed with us and said no. That would have been 46 people, and then 22 people said they don't care either way, and then 15 people said yes.
Yeah, I'm honestly surprised it isn't like 100%.
Well, this is the one that the next question is the one I'm kind of surprised isn't 100%, and that's, do you think FoxNext violated their promise about requiring characters that have appeal outside of their required legendary event? Yes or no?
Yeah, I think that's a 100% definite. Yes, they violated it.
I agree. I know people say, well, Hand Assassin and Nobu can be used for the Relic event, but okay, number one, the Relic event's kind of the garbage event at this point, and if you have Nobu, you probably have everybody else as well. Hand Assassin's the one you're leaving off.
Exactly. Hand Assassin's always the one you're not leveling.
So, no, I agree 100%. I think that they absolutely did that. And that has been broached with them multiple times. So, kind of waiting for a response on that one. But,
yeah.
70 people agreed with us, and 13 people said no, they did not break that promise.
Okay.
I would like to find those 13 people and get an understanding of why they don't think so.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's probably for the reason that you just said, which I from a particular angle I can see, but me personally, I just don't agree with it.
Yep. Let's see. Did you like the move from Thursday to Monday for the new character blitz? Yes, no, or didn't care either way?
I didn't care. We went over this. I didn't even notice, so I didn't care at all.
I wasn't a fan, but I actually scored higher in this blitz than I ever have. But it's not something that's sustainable for me because, I mean, work. So
this was the first blitz that I have played in a long, long time.
Yeah. So I don't like the move, but 45 people for about 54% said they don't care either way. 25% said no, and 21% said yes. So that would have been 45. 21 said no, and 17 said yes. Sorry, people. I try to stick to either whole numbers or the percentages. I shouldn't do both. My apologies. So, how well did you do for Colossus? So the top 100, the top 500,
top 10%.
Okay. I also did top 10%. Let's see. 51 people also did the top 10%. 18 people did the milestones and quit. 3 people got top 100. Slow clap for you guys.
Yeah.
Well done.
Great.
Well done.
That was amazing.
4 people did top 500. Slightly less slow clap. And then seven people did top 1500. So you guys just get a regular clap.
Peon, I don't envy the time that you put into this to get 12 points.
I don't either. I mean, if I redo my blitz teams, I was able to push 3 million by day 2 with a regular sleep schedule and just blitzing every 2 hours and running through like 6 or 7 teams.
Yeah.
And I was able to hit 3 million. I probably could have pushed Thursday to try to hit 8 million, which was the predicted cutoff point. I don't know what the actual cutoff point was. I don't remember, but I was like, man, I got work to do. I can't be doing this. I can't do this at all. So
I went in the last day and was like, oh yeah, I should probably do some of the Colossus. And then I just like went on to my top teams after doing like a basic run up. I just went to my top teams and then just like spent all my blitz currency because I don't blitz very often at all. So I knew it wasn't gonna affect me with the blitz currency. So yeah, I just did that for the last day and I got up to the top 10%.
Very nice. Well done. Yeah, top 10% was really easy to hit.
Yeah,
really easy. They need more tiers in blitz. They flat out need more tiers in blitz.
I don't want them to have more tiers in blitz.
Well, I mean,
I just want the time to get more realistic.
The break between top 10% and the top 1500 was a stupid number. It was nearly 7 million points.
Yeah.
So if somebody like me who put in a lot of time and effort and got to 3 to 4 million, I got the same rewards as somebody who did it on the last day.
Yeah, I guess in my mind, the reason why I don't want more, it's very selfish, but it's because then that's something that seems obtainable, well, is obtainable, but it means I have to play Blitz more. And so I'm like, I don't want to do that. But yeah, it would definitely be strategically advantageous for them to do that for all of us mortals that did not get 65th place and 12th place.
Right.
Of Blitz Beyond, yeah. So
So yeah, I just they got we that's something I gotta bring up to them. So and see what we can get.
I'm still holding out hope that someday they'll revert it back to 6 hours.
I think we're a year into the 2-hour blitz, man. That ship has sailed.
Someday.
That ship has sailed. Sorry, man.
Maybe one day I'll get the reality stone. That's going to be the first thing I change.
No, it's not. It's going to be the second thing you change. We all know the first
true.
thing you change is going to be.
Vision's gone. Vision is gone. Which stone is in Vision's head again? Do I get to kill Vision in order to get it? God knows I probably could even as a mortal. Okay,
so you realize that we are getting a lot of Vision questions. Spoiler alert for the, foreshadowing of the grab bag tonight.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Come on, man. You gotta get off this horse sometime. Edward's dead. It is dead.
There's no exit ramp. I'm on this
Oh my god, there is.
Real quick,
you gotta find it. Make your own.
Which stone is in his head though?
The Mind Stone.
The Mind Stone? Okay.
Yeah, because the Soul Stone, the Soul Stone's the one they got to kill Gamora for in Infinity War. So it's got to be the Mind Stone.
Yeah, I think you're right.
So, were you able to unlock Colossus? Yes or no?
Yes, I did.
And so did I. And I might do a free to play video for him, like what he's like at 2-star.
Right.
For your typical free to play player, which I like to think I am, even though I'm beta, because I make a lot of bonehead mistakes. So,
aim.
Hey, by the way,
one day,
a quick shout out to myself here. The little humble brag.
Yep.
MSF.gg got updated today. For those of you that may not be aware, and the stat table is now filterable.
Oh, really? That's good.
Yes. I spoke to, I don't know how to pronounce his name. Taijay? How do you pronounce his name?
I have no idea.
Yeah, Taijay. So I spoke to Taijay and suggested that, and he came back today and was like this, and I was like, yeah, you need to make roles and traits and origins, and he goes, oh yeah, the table filters them all, and I'm like, well, beautiful. That is absolutely beautiful. So I filtered by brawlers.
Perfection. Just
to have fun with it.
Mm-hmm.
Guess who the top 2 damage dealers in brawlers are?
I still don't know if that thing is accurate, but
it's beautiful, man. So Psylocke and a Monstrosity are the 2 heaviest hitting brawlers in the game.
Yeah, a Monstrosity also dies in like 1 hit. So
then you're doing something wrong, because he's got some of the highest armor in the game, and he's got a decent sized health pool.
Yeah, until he defense downs himself.
That's why his armor is some of the highest in the game. When he gets defense down, he's still rocking like a 3K armor.
Have you 2.5. Ever come up across against an A Monstrosity that's giving you trouble?
I think there's so much animosity towards AIM in this game that like look, I'm telling you right now, if you got lucky enough to pull a 7 red star AIM Monstrosity, because I've heard stories of them floating around, because that's the example everybody wants to use. Let me finish. Okay, right. You drop them into Alliance War, I promise you they're doing a couple of defenses, because people are going to go, what the hell just happened?
They're probably questioning their reality, because there's a 7-star or 7 red star AIM Monstrosity in front of them.
I mean, what is mine? Do I have any red stars on my AIM Monstrosity? I put my AIM in, and they were rocking defense for a while.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'll say I've never have, and that's including whenever they're over boosted compared to the team that you bring in. So that just doesn't bode well for them in any position in my mind.
Yeah,
for him.
I've seen people that have come in under boosted lose to my aim team in the past. They typically come in over boosted at this point by like 20 or 30K.
All right. Well,
I
well,
call
it
that
could
a
also
win.
in war though. They could also be because you're going to have buffs on you and things like that.
That could
so
be.
They might be overshooting because of
Yeah,
that.
my monstrosity only has 2 red stars.
Wow. That's unfortunate. What I want to know your facial expression when. Sorry, we just had someone in chat post up that they have a that's a 6 red star aim monstrosity. I can't imagine your disappointment whenever you pulled that. Holy cow!
That shouldn't be
Uh,
disappointing.
my
That's
phone
not
might be
disappointing.
like in a wall if that happened.
Wow, that's crazy. Your 6 red star A monstrosity is only 2k more than mine in power.
Is that's your 5?
Oh, but you're at
And
553.
his abilities might be lower too.
Yeah, he's at
Yeah.
553 level 55. I'm at 664 level 65. Oh yeah, I did.
Yeah.
I did. I most certainly did.
All right. Well, we should probably get back on track. We are so off.
Use promotion credits. Assassin, you're horrible. That's so horrible. All right. Let's see. What did I ask? Were you able to unlock Colossus? Yes. Okay. Next question. Do you enjoy blitzing? Yes or no?
No.
I'm with you on that one. 65 people agreed, said no.
Yeah.
18 people said yes.
More power to you, I guess.
And Cerebro, if you're listening, because I know you do, more people say no to blitzing than they say yes.
Yes, several times over.
It's such a small sample size is the only problem. I can't go to FoxNext with any statistical reliability and say 83 people said, and they're going to laugh in my face.
Yeah, honestly, it's more analytics checking than I think that they've ever done. So that's fine.
I'm going to get messaged on that one. I didn't say it.
You can blame it all
I'm
on
not
me.
going to disagree, Dark Phoenix, but I didn't say it.
Yeah.
Let's see. The next one is just kind of for us. Let's see. Okay, so the next section is for Alliance War. Do you enjoy Alliance War? Yes or no?
No.
I do to an extent. I don't like what it turns people into sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's like, get in there, and I'm like, oh my god, dude, it's family time. Go away.
Yeah. Exactly.
So.
The things that I love in this game are more. I do really like the raids. I just don't like how often they come up, and I do like the concept of the war, but it also comes up too much. And the same thing with Blitz. Basically, I like the idea of everything, but it just comes up way too often. But one thing I do really really enjoy is the campaign itself and the character specific campaigns. I love those things. I love the story. I love going through it, trying to beat them. I love all of that. That's my favorite part, hands down.
Yeah, I need to go through and start working on 3-starring everything, but I'm trying to get into Fear of the Darkness. So
Yeah, I also love
I'm
Fear of the
focusing
Darkness,
on gear just to get everybody up. I got Star-Lord
Mhm.
to 11 today, so he's getting closer.
Yep, I am still further away because of the uniques needed for Minerva. So
Yeah, you should still at least be attempting the nodes. You don't have to have Minerva to finish Fear of the Darkness. She makes it easier.
she makes it
You're just kind of wasting
way
time.
easier. Like
Well,
you don't understand how much easier it gets with her.
No, I do understand. I've been told by a lot of people, and I get it. But I'm trying to say is that you probably could have been done by now, if as much as procrastinating as you've done.
Maybe, but I guess it's just like I said. I think I'm just from what happened with Enter the Darkness, I was just like, man, I should have just waited and not worried about it until I got Shield. So yeah.
Yeah, I'm disappointed. I restarted it. I was going to do the time run. I was like, oh, I forgot to up the damn requirements for that game, for that mode. Dang it. That was so stupid. So it's just kind of sat there. So I think I'm up to like 50 days.
Yep.
So, yeah, I like Alliance War, but there are certain aspects of Alliance War I don't like, right? So I don't like the constant boosting. Yeah, the boosting's horrible. The boosting is so
Gotta
dumb.
go.
Oh my gosh. Like you and I don't like not communicating with my co-host when we're both going into war at the same time. Hey, I'll take this Ultron node. Well,
Yeah.
let me clear the boost. No, I'll just do it.
I stupidly thought I was like, oh yeah, I got this. Like,
Well, that's
no
okay. I went
worries
to
here.
clear the boost from the rocket team, thinking, "Oh, I'll just clear this boost and go right back in." And it was already reboosted by the time I got back, and I'm like, I hate this. This is so stupid. At least give it a 30-second timer or something.
Yeah.
But where we made the mistake was not working together and working to clear a room. So sorry, Evan.
I'm a lone wolf. What can I say?
Sorry, Evan. That's on us. We'll both take the L on that one.
I know he's right now. He's just sighing, rolling his eyes, saying, "Why the hell are these people even in?
Why are they in our? Why are they in our?
Why did I do this? to
Because
myself?"
Evan loves us. Evan loves us. So continuing with Alliance War, did you like the reward update? Yes, no, or only partially?
I mean, I liked it because it's more, but it's still not enough.
So only partially?
Yeah, only partially.
I agree with you. I think that while it is increased, I think it's just not increased enough. I think the win rewards need to be double what they are now. If not, the gold needs to be higher. And I think the losses need to be increased as well. Just throwing in ABCs is not enough.
Yeah, they just all need to be tripled or quadrupled and then run once a week. That's
There
my.
you go. I would be okay with twice a week. I would be okay with twice a week.
Don't. Yeah.
Do it on Tuesdays and Fridays or something. And I'd be okay. But yeah, 3 times a week is just too much. But let's see. So 53 people said they only partially liked it. 25 people said yes, they did like it, and then 5 people said no.
Mm-hmm.
Did I give the number of how many people like Alliance War? I don't think I did. 53
None.
people like it, and 30 say no.
Really? Wow. Okay.
Yeah. And then
I honestly did not think I would be in the minority in that one.
yeah, but here's where you're not in the minority at all. Do you like the frequency of Alliance War? Yes or no?
No, absolutely not.
Yeah, I'm with you. I gotta say no.
Okay, so yeah, all right. I guess that makes sense because even I mentioned like the concept of it itself,
right?
Like the mode itself is good.
It's passable. And it's good.
Besides a few things, yeah.
Right.
But yeah, it is really the frequency that kills it for me.
Yep. So 62 people also said no, and 21 people said yes.
Mm-hmm.
And then the rest is all grab back. So we will hit that later. All right, so that's our weekly survey. We want to thank everybody that participates, and we'd love to have everybody that listens to the show participate. I post it pretty much everywhere. When I post it, it'll be on Reddit. The best way to do it's on our Discord because I just tag everybody. So maybe I should create another another role for people that want to get surveys, so people can opt out of the survey.
Might not be a bad idea.
That way they don't get tagged within everyone. I'll have to think about that. Maybe I'll reach out to people and see what they think about making it an opt-in.
Yeah.
Rather than a forced, hey, here's this message. So, you know what else happened today I forgot to mention?
What?
I got another 3 Superior Magic books. I can now take Mordo or Hand Sentry to tier 13.
Oh. Okay.
That's pretty much the base response. Sure, I guess.
But you really want to, I suppose.
Well, I mean, look, both of those guys are useful characters, right? And if I were to do it, I haven't decided yet because Mordo and Hand Sentry both are tier 10 right now. If I were, then it would just to be so that I could get in and start while I am working on my full team. Does that make sense?
I wouldn't do it.
Man, we're all about to get like 60 million gold.
Yeah, I wouldn't do it. It doesn't really matter. It's more of just the process of obtaining those uniques. They're terrible.
You'll run out of orange gear. That's a very fair point. That's it right there. Yeah. Okay. That's fair.
I'm very selective with who I'm upgrading to T13.
I did run out of uniques are easy. Man, okay, if you're dropping money on the game, uniques might be easy, but Jesus, Hassan, uniques are not easy at all. I don't know what you're doing. Let's see.
Whatever you're doing, come over and do it for me, please.
Yeah, right? Because I'm sitting at, so my Minerva is tier 12.
Mhm.
And I am waiting on that superior gamma radiation, and it's killing me.
Yeah.
That superior gamma radiation is horrible. Oh, and the superior unstable molecules. So, oy vey.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, all right. Yeah, that's our survey. Man, we kind of threw the show together in the last 20 minutes.
Yeah, we did.
It's like, hey, you available? Yeah. Hey, what are you doing in AFK? 30 minutes later. Oh, guess we should do show notes, huh?
Yep.
So we got some relatively big news today, which we're gonna get to in a minute, but let's talk first about like some of the big news from last week, because this happened right before we recorded last Friday, and I think we touched on it a little bit, but we didn't go into any detail, and that was the Gold Gate 2.0. And for those of you that aren't aware, what happened was there was an offer available in the store for a very limited amount of time that let you buy like 120 gold orbs for $30. And what happened was somebody missed a decimal point. And I bet you, I almost guarantee you, it was supposed to be 12 gold orbs, not 120.
They have no quality control over there.
So
they just throw out whatever they want.
And so it didn't go over well, and it got pulled down almost immediately, which was good, but not before some people bought it. And that does unfortunately create a huge imbalance in the game when you throw your economy out of whack for such a small group of people.
Yeah.
So
it's so vastly out of whack.
Yes. Too. And it's not like, oh, hey, they got 6 million gold. They were getting like a minimum of 30 to 60 million.
No, it was it was a minimum of. Oh no, yeah, you're right. No,
yeah,
it was
if
like
they got, because you could buy the
24 million.
Yeah, so you could buy the offer twice.
Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot.
Right, so you're getting somewhere between 30 and 60 million minimum guaranteed.
Was it twice or up to 3 times?
It might have been 3 times. That's even worse.
For some reason, I remember seeing something about it up to being 3 times. I actually don't remember now.
So honestly, I don't know the exact number of times you could buy it. I just know it was more than once.
Peon just said 3 times.
Okay, so yeah, that's horrible.
Yeah.
So,
and notice that, and I did pay attention to this because I remembered it being 3 whenever I was reading through Cerebro's response. And he said they purchased like more than, or 4 people purchased it more than once. We don't know how many times they purchased it, if they did all 3, but they certainly purchased it more than once.
Yeah.
So
it was quite the debacle. It was quite the debacle, right? So the envoys and I were lucky enough to be told, hey, this is what we're doing by FoxNext, and almost to a man, we were like, no. No. So they threw a proposal out. We were all like, no, that's just not a good idea. And we went back and forth for a couple hours, and they were like, okay, I'll be back. And so they went back to the drawing board, and they came back with the current offer, and we were like, oh, that's so much better. Thank you. And so it's very good that we're getting what we are getting, right?
It's better than nothing that we're getting what we're getting. I wouldn't say that it's good.
Absolutely, it's good. You're getting basically the equivalent of 1 purchase. I don't know. So you had mentioned earlier that you didn't like it, and you'd like them to refund everybody's money and just give everybody 120 gold orbs.
It'll refund them their money and then give everyone else 120 gold orbs, yeah, or the equivalent of whatever that deal was, which should have been 120. And then I think it had a little something else. I'm not sure.
I think you got some gold plus the orbs was what it was. So the problem with that is, number one, FoxNext is averse to refunds. You know this. They don't
Of course.
do refunds.
They don't like to see money going out of their pockets.
No. I'm trying to be as polite as I can here, but until we got Cerebro as our new community manager, they were very averse to the community in general. They were very, very tone deaf to the community. Their customer support responses were horrible. And they're only now starting to get slightly better. We are seeing better communication, and we're seeing more feedback and responses from Cerebro, so that's a good thing. But, you know, I think the fact that they responded at all is at least decent. And the problem with refunding the money and just giving everybody 120 gold orbs, while in theory, I like what you say, I also understand that would ruin the economy of this game. Because you can buy gear for gold, you can buy, you know, everything that costs gold. You're just going to basically throw it all out the window. It just the economy would not be good. Plus, it's not good from a financial or business standpoint for FoxNext.
Yeah, but I mean, I think this is why I went to where I was going to go, and I know this is never going to be a reality because they just would never do it because exactly what you said. But I'm not regarding that to hold weight in my decision on this. I think that the best thing to do, because I think it would be too complicated realistically to roll back progress because they're always late on catching it. So like what should have happened was catch it as soon as it happened. First of all, it shouldn't have happened, period. But if it did, catch it quick and then re-roll the progress immediately. Instead, it takes them forever to do anything. And so they already spent it by then. It would be too hard to roll back because if you did roll it back, there'd be arguments of, well, I, rolled really great on particular things and now I'm going to miss out on them because you're re-rolling my progress back to whatever. I'm not sure how sophisticated of a system they could have with a rollback process, right? If you could contain it to just gold and then they get to keep whatever rolls they had or whatever, I'm not sure. As far as like character rolls, like orb rolls.
Right.
But so I don't think that's going to happen. So I think the only way to make it fair, even though it's a small number of people, once someone has that for whatever stupid reason, they've already broken the economy. So I say bring everyone up to it and you give us a bunch of money. I promise you're still going to run through it. Like, it sounds like a whole bunch, and it is a whole bunch relative to what we have. But, I mean, we're still going to use it up fairly quickly. So I don't think it'd be an absolutely terrible problem. I think it'd be fantastic for us for their mistake. But, yeah, I think that's really the only way to make it fair for everyone, because even if you made the offer, because the only other option really is to make it really fair for everyone, would be to allow the offer to come back up, excluding those people that already got it, and then people could buy it. But the problem is that even if you did that, that's a ridiculous amount of orbs for money, period. So people who can't afford to spend are then at a massive disadvantage compared to everyone else who did spend. So that would also break the game in its own way.
So that argument right there is one that I kind of struggle with, right? Because I am primarily free to play, but I have been known and am willing to drop money for good offers, which this obviously was. So as a primarily, where I'm trying to go to though is as a primarily free to play player, I'm always going to be behind no matter what anyway. This is very much a rich get richer system. So anybody who's willing to spend is going to progress and be leaps and bounds better than or above those that don't spend. So I hesitate to say you have to make it fair for everybody, because people that weren't going to buy the offer weren't going to buy the offer no matter what. Would you have bought the offer?
No, but I'm different because I'm incredibly stubborn.
Okay. Right.
But
so,
I think I
feel you just made my point for me. You would have set yourself behind, and now you have the opportunity to catch up.
No, but you see what would have happened though, because I think I'm definitely like an outlier on how stubborn I am. But I think most people, if they would see a deal like that, like they would probably bend for that. I know if this was any other game where I basically didn't ban myself from spending, I would instantly snatch that up because I would think to myself, okay, if I don't get this, most people, period, are going to get this. You're going to see an increase of offer uptake by a ridiculous amount. And if I don't get this, I'm going to be so far behind compared to everyone else now. There's going to be a much smaller amount of people who won't take this up. And then I'm going to be absolutely screwed because that is a very large amount of money. Your roster CP is going to be up through the roof.
But if they make the offer available to everybody, how is that unfair? How is that unfair to people that don't buy it? You have the choice.
It's too big of an advantage. But it's too big. Some people can't afford that. It's too big of an advantage to give anyone.
I don't disagree with you, but I'm just saying that I believe the most fair would be to let people have that choice. Now,
I think that realistic, like that's the problem though, is that offering up something that is going to give everyone such a huge advantage by taking it up is not fair because all of a sudden everyone that was free to play or isn't able to spend that much money period on a game is now screwed forever.
Right. So,
and I don't think that is fair because of a mistake that they made. So I feel like the only way to make it fair, a mistake that the company made, not them. You can't just ruin your free to play player base because you made a mistake. So I feel like the only way to make it fair is to bring up everyone else to that level. No matter what way you cut it, someone's getting screwed.
These games aren't meant to be quote unquote fair.
No, but I think that there's a level of this is fair. Like offering someone basically beat out everyone by 75% for a low cost is unfair. I think there has to be a scale to offers. Like that's why there is a scale to offers for money versus progress. And what we saw there it's not fair to anyone. Anyone that isn't willing to throw down like a decent amount of money, it's not fair to them just because they're not throwing down money to all of a sudden be passed up by 75% of the population. I mean, it's obviously opinionated, but I firmly believe that. I don't think that it's fair at all to do that.
I believe your opinion is completely valid, but when I try to look at things also from the company standpoint, because we're not talking just a few $100s they would refund. We're talking, $2,000 to $3,000 that they would have to refund to people. Now, in the grand scheme of things, $2,000 to $3,000 is very minor, very little to them.
Right. Let me mention something to Flip real quick because he asked in chat, what if they made this a standard offer? What if it was intentional? Would you still have this issue? I would still have an issue. They wouldn't do it ever because of the exact point that I'm making. It would break the game. I mean, it's breaking the game currently. The scale of the offer is ridiculous. That's the problem.
Yeah, the scale is the problem.
Right. So that's why they wouldn't offer that. If they did, I would be like, why in the world are you doing this? You just screwed over a big portion of your game. So yeah, I would be more confused than anything else as to why they're doing it. And I would have an issue, but it would be, why are you doing this? So yeah, for me, I just think that the only way to make it fair realistically is just to refund those people their money. And it's still going to be off a bit because someone's progress is going to have to be re-rolled back because a few of them it was only like 4, but they bought multiple times. And there's no way in the world. I mean, they wouldn't even scale it up to the base of the other people, right? But the amount that you would get by ordering 3, by buying that offer 3 times is even more ridiculous. So that would never happen. So even then, there's a flaw in my argument, just because you would still have to roll back progress on those 4 people just to get back to the base to make it fair for everyone that was being brought up to the base, if that makes any sense.
It does. And sometimes, unfortunately, I don't know their schema structure. I don't know how easy/hard it would be. I also don't know the people that were the 4 people that bought it, how much did they spend typically? Because if these are some of your whales, you're not going to look at them and go, sorry guys, we're rolling you back. Oops. You're just not doing it.
You're not going to piss off the whales. I don't know. They've pissed off the whales tons of other times. I don't really think that.
I mean,
goes
we
into
think
their...
they did. Do we really know that they did?
Oh yeah,
like the orange unique thing.
No. I meant more of like Red Stars, like completely screwed over a lot of quote unquote whales.
Oh yeah, I mean, you and I have talked to. We have a former listener who like six figures.
Yeah, I mean, even Chewy, like he is definitely a whale, and he is now behind, or he has seen some people who are almost free to play, if not free to play, and it's very rare, granted, but they are like at the same level, if not slightly above him, because they just had amazing luck.
Yeah,
and that's the problem.
And that is a problem.
You just allowed luck to bypass money in this game.
Yeah, because and it's all designed so. I don't remember if it was with you or with Muggin that I had the Greyhound and the Rabbit conversation. But the free to play players are now the rabbits, right? Mm-hmm. Have you ever seen a dog race? You know anything about dog racing?
No, I do not.
Okay, so in dog racing, you've got your greyhounds, right? And they're on the track, and there's a motorized rabbit, and the rabbit is runs around the track, and the greyhounds chase it. So the whales in this story are the greyhounds chasing the rabbit. So in the original Gold Gate, not Joe and Shire, sorry, that other dude was the rabbit that was basically able to set the pace.
Right.
So, what has happened now is some free-to-play players are setting the pace over the whales, and that should never be. The whales should always set the pace.
I mean, it's definitely incredibly rare, especially the higher you go up on the whale tier. But I mean, because whenever you're talking about whales, you're actually talking about a big gap between top whale and bottom whale, right? But yeah, the fact that it's even bypassing some or met up close to some whales is ridiculous. No matter how small a percentage of people that is, the fact that they can do it is crazy.
Yeah. It really is. I mean, we have gone over Red Stars and how bad they are for this game for a very long time. They're here, unfortunately, and it's either we accept it and play the game, or we don't accept it and we go move on to do something else.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, I think that this in particular, like we're talking about something that just is such a massive advantage, and it's hard. It is hard from a business standpoint to work with it. Like what I have been talking about are, perfect world scenarios.
Oh yes.
Right.
But from a business standpoint, what they've done is number one, they are giving everybody, like 10 million gold free, which is nice. Yes, you've got to log in over 21 days to get it because it's all about metrics that they can show people for engagement at that point. Oh, look, we've got people logging in 21 days in a row, blah, blah, blah. Let's not be stupid, or let's not pretend that we don't know what they're doing. We're not stupid.
Right.
And we know exactly that they're spacing it out so that they can show the metrics. It's all about the data.
Well, it's also past Phoenix.
It is also past Phoenix, and it's also past Captain Marvel.
Yeah.
So the question will it be before or after the level 75 that we heard about 4 months ago? That's still not in the game.
Yeah, I find it annoying that we have to go through a calendar to get the gold, first of all.
They did the same thing with Captain Marvel, right? Widowmaker screwed them over when he was like, oh, hey, look, 100 Captain Marvel shards.
Mm-hmm.
I
don't think he screwed them over. I'm sure that they knew that they were probably going to go for that.
I don't know if they expected him to do it that soon.
Maybe not. Maybe that's true. I'm not sure.
I don't know. I don't think they expected him to do it. They
never gauge. Yeah, they never gauged that right. Anyway, even with Enter the Darkness, they screwed that up too. So
I honestly feel, and I cannot. Well, yeah. I mean, I still honestly believe that the Phoenix 6-star change was because they didn't run the numbers the first time. And they didn't realize how many people would be able to get her at 5-star unlock.
Yeah, I still kind of think that.
And then they were like, wait, people are saying people are excited about this? People are happy? What did we do wrong?
Yeah. But we have Hand Assassin in there.
We have Hand Assassin in there. Come on. Well,
She's
yeah, guys.
garbage, useless.
Hand Assassin is a crap minion. That means they drop all the time from like premium orbs.
But yeah, I mean, I think that. Sorry, my Netflix just went off. But yeah, I just think that the pushing it over a calendar is dumb. I wish that I could just have it at once. They brought the potential up to the baseline of that buy. The problem is that what we're going to be getting is 10.5 million flat, and then we're going to be getting, if you buy the equivalent money's worth from what Cerebro's post said, at least to me, from my understanding, you'll be able to get 60 gold orbs. So, but you got to remember, that's 60 gold orbs difference of a chance to roll more than the baseline.
Yes.
Because even if you roll base on all of those, then you're getting pretty much the same amount as if someone got that offer and rolled base on all of them.
Yes, and this is where I think FoxNext kind of dropped the ball. I know why they did it. I understand from a business standpoint that, they're going to say, oh, well, we're giving you the opportunity to make up the difference by buying offers at a discount, basically. But it's going to be, you got to buy it, right? I mean,
yeah, exactly.
I mean, yes, you don't have to buy them. You don't have to, and you're still going to get the 10 million gold. But if you want to really play catch up, you're still going to have to buy. And from a business standpoint, I think I understand it from a business standpoint, but even though I think that it's fair because it gives people a choice, it still lets those that did do it get further ahead. Now, thankfully, and there was some confusion on this, I do want to make it clear, the people that bought this offer are not supposed to be able to do this. I do say supposed to. They're not supposed to be able to get the free gold or buy the offers again, because that would just kind of,
yeah, they're supposedly excluded from all of those things, the offers and the calendar.
Yeah, well, we'll see. I hope so.
Yeah, I hope so too. I'm not saying that it, look at the screw up that led us to here in the first place.
Right?
Do I think it's possible that they might leave someone off the list accidentally? Yes, I do. So, yeah, I mean, it's one of those feelings where you all of a sudden feel like once again you have to throw down money to keep the position you're in that you've worked so hard to attain.
Well, I mean, look, that's their MO, man. That's what they do.
But no, okay, yeah. They've done that like once on a really big level before, which was Red Stars.
Well, no, they're doing it. They did it in the beta raid. They're doing it in the Ultimus 6 raid.
How so?
When they when they do the buffing of the raids, they do the stealth buffs.
That's on a minute scale, though. I'm talking about big, huge game changers that will make people's power levels vastly different.
You may think it's minute, but when you compound it across a bunch of people, that suddenly stuff that you were 100%ing before, and now you got to throw cores at to get 100%. You're right. The scale is different, but the concept is the same, and both are bad.
The concept is the same, but I'm talking about the scale, like something that causes such a huge difference instantaneously. Like, this is something that I felt personally whenever Red Stars came out, because I was like, wow, now I'm going to have to spend a bunch of money to try to stay as competitive as I was at that time. That's what it would feel. That's what it does feel like a lot here. Granted, that it sounds like they changed. I mean, they did change it from what their original, fix was going to be, and that sounds like that was great, because I don't know what that is, but I'm sure it was going to be awful.
Yeah,
and thank God.
I can't talk about it, unfortunately.
Yeah, I know, and thank God you guys all rallied around that to try to minimize it.
No, most of us.
And and that's great, but because something is certainly better than nothing. But yeah, just the idea of, think about someone who did buy just three of those offers. They're going to be way ahead of everyone, no matter what.
Yeah, that's
a ridiculous amount of gold, an absurd amount of gold. And so all of a sudden, someone getting that because they were lucky with timing.
Like, oh yeah, I mean it's but FoxNext does love their double and triple RNG, so It's a random offer at random times.
Just
so
wait,
who
quadruple
knows?
RNG is coming down the pipe.
Oh man,
I feel like we should probably move on because we have beat this into the ground a bit.
There is one thing I want to address real quick because I've seen this float around. There were a couple of people coming out with the whole Phoenix change, saying that the envoys were mistaken or got it wrong, and I want to say that that's not true. And
the problem is you guys got it right.
The problem is we got it right, and I'm a little offended that people came out defending FoxNext on that, and I've actually shared that concern with FoxNext. And that I'm actually, I'm not surprised that people did it, but they basically threw the other envoys under the bus, myself included, and that's just not cool. So I just want to let everybody know we were not confused. We were given exact data, and we were given like 5-star gameplay. And FoxNext had a week. We all produced our content. We all put it out on the same day. They had a week after reviewing that content to say, guys, you're wrong. They didn't do that. They never gave any of us a heads up until they said, oh, hey, suddenly we're changing it. So please don't think that the envoys got this wrong. We did not. So,
right.
Anyway, I don't want to go too far on that, but I've seen that circulating, and that's been a kind of a thorn in my side because you know me, I take a lot of pride in my integrity. And
we did address it a bit last week, but yeah,
I know
what you mean.
Well, I've seen it floating around a bit more.
Okay.
And I don't think we addressed that. Some people were saying that we were confused or mistaken. But that's all I want to specifically discuss. Although since our last episode, I can't remember. Boy, I'm so sorry. Did they release? They did release the what they're going to do for the Dark Phoenix at the time, right? Or did they do that earlier this week?
I don't remember when it came.
Oof. I hate having to go back and do research during the show to figure stuff out. Because I do want to. Real quick here, page 3.21. May 30th looks to be around the time. So yeah, it may have been right around that time. Let me look at this. Nope, May 30th was when they posted that. It was when they posted the legendary requirement changes, and I want to say it was early this week, or maybe requirements and launch date. Okay, so it was the day of. I don't know if we really kind of went over it, but yeah, we did, because I remember we talked. It's going to start on June 27th.
Right.
So, just to give you guys a heads up, as we're getting closer, there will be a hand flash event before the Phoenix Legendary event starts. There will be a 2x hand event around June 15th. There will be 2 Villain Mystic Controller bonus events on the 22nd and the 28th. That will allow you to earn 2x character shards for those necessary characters.
I like how they put that out like right after the increases, and like, it's okay, guys. Look at what's coming, though.
Well,
you're
and
gonna make up those shards in no time,
right? And there was some, there was a couple of things in here that I really didn't like, such as the requirements were first announced on May 23rd. That provides a runway of over 5 weeks to acquire character shards. Except for people that were already there, we lost a week because we thought we were good.
Yeah. That's true.
And then they come out and say it will be the hardest ever. I'm really worried that you're going to have to take Hand Assassin to like T11.
I'm thinking you're going to need like T10, T11 min, and maybe some red stars. I mean, it's a shot in the dark, but
yeah. And I hate FoxNext's bonus drop events, because they have never published the drop rates, and I don't think there's been enough data to establish the drop rates. I calculate everything around 25%, and I think I'm being generous.
Yeah.
So
I would agree.
I heard a yawn.
Me?
Yep. Or were you sipping?
Yeah.
No, you were yawning.
No,
Okay.
I yawned just a little bit.
All right. There's another podcast I listen to that one of the podcaster yawns all the time. So we'll have to be careful that you don't start that.
I was just up really, really late last night. That's why.
Well, you got to remember to keep your focus here, man.
Yeah, I was inebriated in it.
Oh,
it
that's special.
So yeah.
All right, so we talked about the gold offer update. I gave my little mini rant on the Dark Phoenix thing. Let's cover real quick. We did get a dev blog today. So let's cover this really, really quick here. So we'll save the big piece for last. We do have the Iron Man Legendary events coming up, and we'll be back next week on the 15th, I believe, which, joy of joys, I'll be able to 7-star if I can get some gold.
Ooh, very nice.
Yeah. So especially with the way Power Armor's kind of picked up as being such a heavy team, I'll take that. We are getting the next Colossus Blitz on Monday the 10th. We do have a Kree Minion Blitz poll available on Facebook. Not us, but FoxNext does. So Noble, Oracle, Cyborg, Reaper, and Royal Guard are up for vote. I have a feeling Oracle's going to be the one that gets all of the picks. But guys, I want Reaper. Please don't want Reaper. I got Oracle.
Why do you want Reaper?
I have Oracle at 7 stars.
Do you have all the other ones at 7 stars?
I know I've got KRG. I think I've got Noble. That's a really good question.
I just feel like there's no Reaper's usually the one that everyone leaves out. Like I don't even have her.
Well, you have to have her though to get 7-star Fury.
That's true. That's a good point.
Yeah. So I take that back. So Royal Guard and Oracle are the only two I have at 7-star. Noble and Cyborg and Reaper are all 6-star. Oh, I'll be able to get a 6-star Fury. Oh, Noble's ready to rank up.
God, I do not miss the days farming for Fury. My God.
Yeah, I'm almost kind of like, do I really want to?
Yes,
you do. I know I do.
I mean, it's not as important now because
it's not. But I mean, Shield's still such an amazing team
out there.
But
yeah,
they still are such an amazing team. So,
absolutely.
Then we are going to have the American Chavez coming starting on the 17th and again on the 24th because apparently they're going to go to the Monday Blitz, which I think is because people are out of school. They want to see what their engagement's going to be like during the summertime when people are at work. And see if people will sacrifice their careers or the jobs to Blitz.
I imagine probably the overwhelming population is probably still in school. I mean, school age. So
yeah, maybe. I mean, I still don't know why Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday is bad.
Yeah,
I don't know, but they changed it, so it is what it is.
Yeah. And
so Chavez will be available a week after the Colossus Blitz. So the 17th, she's coming, and then finally, we get Ultimus Raid 7, First Strike.
That's right.
And so a new raid tier is on the way, and it's unlike any challenge your alliance has faced so far. Ultimus 7 First Strike. We won't sugarcoat the difficulty. First Strike is the toughest challenge this side of the Dark Dimension, and only the most powerful alliance raid teams should attempt it. Ultimus 7 will start as a special event and will require First Strike raid keys to launch. You can get these special keys by completing Ultimus 6, specifically by eliminating Ultimus at the end of the raid. Alliances that complete this goal every day can launch First Strike once a week. This event is only temporary, and Ultimus Raid 7 will eventually open up like the other raids and not require special keys for access. I know I saw somebody in our chat asking about the special keys, so that is only a temporary thing. It is not permanent. I think I think I saw somebody with some concern about that. So I do want to make sure to mention that this is not a permanent thing. It's only temporary that you're going to require these special keys. I figure probably through most of quarter 2 or quarter 3. It depends on when their quarters roll over. We may be in quarter 1 now.
Ult 6, and then you're going to be able to get in Ult 7 once a week. So it sounds like.
We recommend only the most powerful and determined alliances attempt Ultimus 7. Many will attempt this raid, and most will fall short of victory. The few alliances that complete Ultimus 7 will truly be legendary. This is your warning, commanders. Completing Ultimus 7 First Strike will reward you and your alliance with T4 ability materials, orange gear, orbs, and more. I want to know the and more.
Yeah.
The special event period will feature increased rewards, so be sure to tackle this raid with your alliance before they're gone. As an added bonus, we'll have a competitive event similar to what we did with completing Fear the Darkness. We'll have more details on this competition and the release of Ultimus Raid 7 First Strike in the coming weeks. So it sounds like if you're the first to beat Ultimus Raid 7, congratulations, your alliance is going to be immortalized forever on a billboard in the game, which is cool, but why don't you just say, look, just pay us $10,000 and we're going to put your name in the game.
Let's cut to the chase.
I mean, let's stop sugarcoating this as a quote unquote competition, because it's not.
They're not going to put a price tag on it. They're just going to say whoever pays us the most.
Okay, bid start at $10,000, guys.
Exactly. If you think about it, all this is like for the team that does the best in this game period. It's always just a bid for which alliance pays the most.
It is. It's going to be which alliance pays the most money. Exactly. So I just kind of look at these. They're not really competitions. They're not technically open to everybody. Yeah. So anyway,
it's basically constantly everyone with those paddles up at a giant room going, "Oh, us set for $600,000." And pretty then much. The end game, whenever someone finally wins, is whenever this company shuts down, I guess, which will be never.
Yeah. Nope. So, Gaduro mentioned he threw up a whale team here. Mm-hmm. He's got a full set of 7-star Wakandans. Dude, Okoye. Boo, your Okoye is only 6-star.
Man, it's kind of hurt right now too.
290 at 300. Come on, man.
Oh yeah. I am with you 100% though. So he basically said these better be as useful as they've been saying.
Well, look, they better be T11 with they better be 7775 level 70. Otherwise, I've heard they're not good at all. Now you know better than I do. You've got them, and you've got some hefty red stars on there. Cause I'm looking at a 6-star M'Baku, a 5-star Okoye, a 4-star Shuri, a 5-star Black Panther, and a 4-star Killmonger. I mean, and G13 Okoye, no less. Thanks, Murdoch. And I mean,
but. Oof. Yeah, I mean, I agree. I think this is it. Better be they're going to shine here. I agree with you. They really better be the situation. Otherwise, a lot of people are going to be very mad, rightfully so.
Yeah, I'm curious, Gaduro. How did those guys do in Ult 7? Or I'm sorry, Ult 6. How did they do in Ult? Oh, at least you got Shuri Flip. Flip posted his. At least he's got Shuri. I don't even have Shuri or Okoye. Do I even have an M'Baku? Do I have a Okoye? They can do all the nodes up till boss. Yeah, so can my Minardians team. So I don't know. We were sold. I think we were kind of sold a bill of goods on the Wakandans. Oh, I do have a Okoye, 2-star, but I have a Okoye. I got a 2-star Killmonger, a 2-star M'Baku, and a 2-star Okoye.
All right. Well, let's go ahead and focus now.
I am focusing. I'm still in shock with this Wakandan team he posted.
I'm not.
That's a 400K. I mean, that's like a 300K Wakandan team.
That is a god level Wakandan team. That is for sure.
But yeah. So, what do you think? I mean, what other teams do you think are going to be good for Ultimus 7? I'm going to be honest. I'm going to say it right out of the gate. I'm worried it's tuned to red stars.
I mean, gonna be tuned to red stars.
Oh, but they promised content would not be tuned to red stars.
No, it's the same. It's the same song and dance.
I know.
You know,
it's always.
Yeah,
a song
I know
and dance,
you
man.
hold your foot on that, but like I actually think that was the level of progression that they chose to go with. They already capped out at people at 7 stars. So the next logical level for the next more difficult raid would be adding red stars.
So let me ask you a
I
question.
actually don't hold that against them. Mhm.
I'm just going to throw this out there because you played Galaxies for a while.
Mhm.
Would you rather have red stars or Mons?
Oh, I'm not equipped enough to know the answer to that question for that game.
Okay. Right.
You put it to me in MSF turns, I can answer that. But yeah, I mean, here I do agree that, you know, the future content is considered future content in my book. They don't need to create a whole new raid, just a new raid level.
Yeah.
If they went back and changed, you know, the star level on Ult 6 or something like that after they had said that, then that would be changing existing content in my book.
Yeah, it's more of that market speech. Well, we didn't technically say that. We didn't technically say this. We didn't technically say that.
I think that one is fair enough.
Well,
I mean, I think the real problem there is that they just barely make a difference at all between, you know, levels of difficulty.
Well, but
you know,
we're
the only
also
thing that moves is the numbers, basically. And
but we're
slight
also
map
talking
changes.
about a company though that decides, since this raid went away and it's coming back, alpha, gamma, beta, it's technically new, so we can up the difficulty on the nodes. That's not old content. It's new. It's coming back. It's new.
When it only with a new level of difficulty in it.
Yeah, but they were buffing Alpha 4 and the Beta 4 and the Gamma 4. They buffed those after it was released.
I think I remember them doing a slight buff to, like, they changed a node or something like that with the characters, like upgraded characters or something like that. I don't remember. I remember there being something funky with it, but I don't remember what it was now. But I think for the most part, they've actually held up to that. My real
you stay
problem,
off Reddit, don't you?
I what? Yeah, I
you
do
stay off Reddit.
But hold on a second. I will say though that this has nothing to do with red stars. This has to do with a problem with them. But they went back and changed apparently some stealth nerfs, or I'm sorry, stealth buffs to Ult 6 though, not relating to red stars, just like upping stats and stuff like that behind.
Well, yeah, they're doing it dynamically so that you're like I said last week,
right,
your Sisyphus pushing that
dynamically.
Yeah.
Right, exactly. And that is something that I have a huge problem with, because that's just hiding.
Goalposts.
But yeah, but it's even worse than that. It's not like showing us some clear level of increase.
Right.
Of like a red star or something like that. That's going behind the curtain and manipulating numbers. I don't like that at all. That's just incredibly sketchy.
I don't disagree. I think that if they do stuff behind the scenes and then say, "Oh, we want to make you feel like it's a challenge." Well, no. I beat that challenge. I should be able to beat it again relatively easily. In fact, I've leveled up my characters more. I should be able to beat it more easily now.
Yeah, they act like, I love how the phrasing that they put for these things are crazy. They use sensationalist terms like dynamic, first of all. Second of all, they act like it's for us, like it's for our benefit. And I'm like, no, it's not.
Yeah. Yeah.
It is not at all for our benefit. It is for your benefit.
Yeah, Avenue throws in, if they gave more raid season points for the buffs, they should give more raid season points. They should up the rewards, because you're beating harder content. The rewards should be. You shouldn't be beating harder content for the old rewards. That's just that was bad.
I completely agree. Yeah, if you are going to do that, first of all, you need to do it legitimately. I think the number one issue that I have with it is for sure just the behind the curtain stuff. First of all, if you're going to do something like that, you need to not put out a statement saying you're going to not change existing content.
Right. And then change existing content.
Right. Second of all, you need to clearly show what the increase is and where. Thirdly, you need to increase the rewards that you get for beating more difficult content. So yeah. And none of which they have done.
Yeah.
So efficiency. So yeah.
But are you looking forward to the Ultimus 7? What?
Yes, I think that Ultimus 6 has gotten very stale for me.
Yes.
And I orange gear.
Hey, you
I
mean
need
both.
orange gear and T4 mats much more readily than I'm getting them. So I think everyone can agree with that. But it does sound like it's going to be a pain to beat, which makes sense. Like I do like there to be. That's what caused this whole stealth and everything in the first place, was that people beat it too quickly, and Ult 7 wasn't coming out for a really long time, so they
Right.
were like, oh no, we have to make it more challenging.
Oh yeah.
So if there's a level of scalability to it, I actually really like that. But the problem is that they're really, really bad at balancing rewards. So I don't trust them to put in good rewards for the 30 and the 60%. I trust them to put in decent rewards for the 100% and meh rewards for the other two. So yeah, if we were getting good rewards for 30%, then I would actually be okay with only completing 30%.
Yeah, I mean, and they've come out and said that 30% for the next level should be better than 100% for the previous level.
Yeah.
They've stuck with that.
Mm-hmm.
That's been a good on their part. And I just don't think, though, that from 30 to 60 to 100, first of all, I don't like the fact that the only way to get the top tier rewards is to absolutely 100% things, which requires typically full participation from everybody.
I mean, well, okay, I'm sure that there's a percentage on there. Like it's not going to be 100% or nothing.
Well, no. What I mean is in the
Well, are
current
you
raid
looking at
structure.
question?
No. And what I mean
Okay.
is like in the current raid structure, right? You get something for 30, you get something for 60, but then you have to hit 100. Like, so the alpha, beta, and gamma raids. The only way to get
Right.
the orange gear is to
Right.
100% those raids.
Yeah,
I think
highly
that's
doubt that
wrong.
they're going. I 100% agree, but I highly doubt they're going to, just because like the next level from where we're currently at is
Right.
orange.
What I'm saying is
So-
I would prefer them to have like 30, 60, 90. And then if you get 100, you get something. But I think that the top tier rewards should be a little bit more obtainable and not have to be cored out to get for most alliances. And that's really the core, the quote unquote core of the issue. Is you got to core out to hit those. I'm with the dad jokes. But no, I think that the Ultimus 7, Flip asked in chat if we know 100% are bust for the Ultimus 7, meaning if you don't get 100%, you get nothing. No, there's no way they're going to do that. If they did,
If they do that, I quit this game.
I mean,
Bottom
I mean, you thought Dark Phoenix going to 6-star caused a riot, or the Gold Gate 2 caused a riot? Oh,
I think that
place
if all
would
those things
burn
happen-
down around their ears.
I think if all of these things happen, like if that was the case, I think that if that was an isolated thing without controversy surrounding it from other places, I think that it would be okay. I mean, like people would still be incredibly upset, but like
Right.
it would be like Phoenix level upset. But the fact that all of these three things happened in close succession,
That would be bad. That would be very, very bad. That would be very bad.
We're upgrading from pitchforks, and I feel like then it's going to just like fire.
Yeah.
And going to the corporate office. Which, by the way, please don't do that anymore.
No,
don't
no, you should never have said that, man.
I know, that's why I'm like,
That's I'm gonna get calls
kidding
on that
people,
one now.
Please do not do that.
So, okay. So, Ultimate 7, we know nothing about it. What teams are you taking in? Go.
Shield.
Okay. I'm taking in Min Guardians.
Yeah, that's also a great option. Yeah, I think
I think
Or
Wakandans,
almost
I think
anything.
Shield,
It's a
I
great
think Min
option.
Guardians,
Yeah. Defenders
Uh,
will probably fare okay-ish. Kree probably won't go very far.
Yeah, Kree probably won't. Defenders may not either. I mean, Defenders have more sustain than Kree,
Mhm.
but
Yeah,
I
I would
just,
definitely put Defenders on top of Kree in a tier list, but then I put certainly Minerva and Fury on top of Defenders on the tier list as well.
right.
And,
I think
and if you have a tiered out Wakandan team, I'd probably put them out too.
Yeah,
as far
if
as
you've
T
got
format.
if you've got 18 to 20 T formats for the Wakanda team, I think that they are going to be they were supposed to be the top rated team. We may see that the Ultimate 7 is designed to where you almost have to have that team. I wouldn't be surprised if there's some mechanic in there that the Wakandans take advantage of. But
Yeah, like the old 6 was the Shield ult, and then the old 7 will be the Wakanda ult. You know what I mean?
Kuduro mentioned Bounty Hunters of Minerva. I didn't have a whole lot of success with that squad.
You mean Brotherhood, not Bounty Hunters.
Did I say Bounty Hunters?
Yes, you
look,
did.
It's 5 years. I've been playing
Your swag is
Galaxies.
showing.
I've been playing Galaxies for 5 years. BH is always Bounty Hunters. So sorry.
Yeah.
Brotherhood plus Minerva. I think that the Brotherhood and Minerva squad, I tried in Ultimus 6. They did not hold well. Now, granted, they're only around 200k or so power, but my Min Guardians isn't much better. So to me, that team folds too quickly against multiple waves of enemies.
Yeah.
So I don't know if Brotherhood Minerva is somebody I would take in. Power Armor Minerva he mentioned, man, maybe, but they're really geared towards war. I'm worried. I mean, look, Rescue, if you get her firewall up second turn, they're going off, right? Because they've all got offense up, and those ultimates are going to hit like Mack trucks to everybody.
Right.
But I just don't know if, again, they're going to have enough sustain. Sure, Barrier is going to help, but Barrier, in my opinion, is really kind of bleh, whatever. It doesn't even absorb a full hit. So it's just kind of like, yeah, whatever. I'm with you. I think Wakandans, I think Minardians, and that's Minerva, Thanos, Groot, Rocket, and Star-Lord. And I think that they have so much sustain with all the heals and Minerva regen and revives that they may do really well. Again, like you said, Shield, and then Defenders, and then
basically all the top tier teams will handle themselves okay.
And that's really, really sad. I mean, okay, look, if you've got Ultron, you're probably going to take Ultron through there.
Yeah, that's true.
Don't count on X-Men being have any viability, because the thing with Phoenix is that when she dies, she summons Dark Phoenix, which means that you're going to buy heals every turn or every node if she dies. So, you know, I wouldn't expect them. They don't look like they're going to have although, man, Colossus looks amazing.
Yeah.
Colossus looks crazy amazing.
Yeah.
Well, okay, so Gaduro showed a 322k Minerva with Brotherhood. Yeah, that's a rarity. So
yeah, I agree.
That I mean, is there any other advice you would maybe give to?
No, without knowing anything more about the old 7 right now than what we currently do. There's
And that's
not
why
really
we're procrastinating.
much else to say.
Prognosticating.
Yeah.
We're taking guesses. We're taking guesses.
Yeah.
So, all right. Well, was there anything else about the Ultimus 7 that you wanted to discuss?
No. I think that's, like I said, that's pretty much everything that we can do right now, at least. But, you know, I think it'll be okay. You know, I don't expect anything great. I don't expect anything terrible. But we'll see. I expect there to be bugs. That I know. There are a few things that I know in the world. Like the sun comes up, it goes down, and whenever there's any update with MSF, there will be bugs.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
With that, I think we're done with the news for the week, unless there's anything specifically that I forgot.
No, I think you're good.
Okay. Well, I know I am, but I appreciate you. I appreciate the build up there, man. That's really awesome.
Yeah, you're welcome.
So,
or is it grab bag time?
It is grab bag time.
All right.
You ready?
Good stuff. Oh yeah, I'm always ready for grab bag.
First, it's coming to you, Hebrew.
Let's do it.
What was the audience reaction to you standing up and cheering during both the Vision's death and Infinity War?
I actually did laugh for sure whenever we did it on the first one, and it was people were very confused. It was more of a face of confusion. The second time I really didn't do anything because I knew it was coming, obviously. But the first time I was very happy, and people were just very confused with me. So yeah. I loved every moment of that scene. Great scene. I actually got really upset whenever it kind of reversed and he was alive again for a second, and I was like, no. But it's okay. I got to see the beautiful scene of him dying again, so it's fine.
Yeah, you got it twice for the two for the price of one there.
That's right, exactly.
Let's see. Next, would you rather have 1, permanently invisible arms, or 2, whenever you sweat, the sweat is chicken noodle soup?
Oh, all right. Say that one again.
Okay. Would you rather 1, have permanently invisible arms, or 2, whenever you sweat, the sweat is chicken noodle soup?
For sure, invisible arms. That'd be so cool. Everyone would think that I don't have arms, and I'd be like, nope. I could do some really cool stuff. I could be an instant magician.
Maybe.
I could make tons of money being a magician. I'll just do that.
I would have to agree with you because the thought of eating or drinking sweat, even if it tasted like chicken noodle soup, makes me want to gag. So
yeah, I also hate, which is weird because I'm Jewish, but I hate chicken noodle soup. So
let's see. What are the best arena and war defenses for Ultron? So Ultron, and pick any 5. There you go. Seriously though, I don't have Ultron, and Hebrew refuses. So
yeah, I do.
That's not.
I'm sorry.
That's unfortunately not a question that I am well versed in answering. I mean, I think Ultron with power armor sounds like it would be really, really good.
Yeah, I mean, did it say with or against, or did it say both?
It said both. Best arena and defenses. Best arena and war defenses with Ultron.
Yeah,
sorry, I thought it was asking best offense and defense for Ultron. So, You're
good at theory crafting. I trust you to theory craft this one.
Boy, I'd have to kind of know Ultron first. So, I haven't really looked at his kit. Let's see. Revive with health. Prolong all effects. Oh, that's nice. So I'm going to tell you right off the bat, you're going to throw Iron Man with him. Vision. Because Iron Man's going to give him crit. And Vision's going to give him defense up.
Yeah, I would go. Me personally, I would go tech teams with him.
Yeah, sure. I would have to say a tech team. And you might. I think throwing Minerva in there is going to be really good.
Minerva with anyone is great.
Well, yes, so. Minerva is basically, maybe the best tune in the game right now.
Yeah.
Just because
the best single tune, yeah.
Yes,
I would definitely say. It's debatable because there's Ultron too. So
she's the best support tune in the game.
She's more versatile. So
yes,
I'm gonna go ahead and say her.
Let's see. So, are you still there?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I thought you said give me a second.
No.
So I would say Ultron, Minerva, Vision, Iron Man. I think that 5th could probably be either War Machine or Rocket. But I feel like you kind of want a tank in there.
I think you'd be fine with that one.
I think you would be fine with that one because Ultron's gonna really get all the.
Plus, you got your defense ups at the beginning too.
Yeah, you got your defense up. The nice thing with War Machine is that he and Iron Man will get death proof, which is nice, making them just that much harder to kill. I'm probably gonna say Rocket on that one because I mean that's gonna have so much firepower.
Yeah, I would say almost any version of a tech team is going to do very, very well.
Yeah.
So yeah,
and I think that's going to work for both arena and war. I mean, obviously, I wouldn't do Iron Man in war because you're going to want him with a power armor team on offense. But if you pull Iron Man out, maybe go with Star-Lord so that he can feed some energy around.
Yeah.
and maybe do a Ultra Guardians type team.
Yeah, I mean, I personally would prefer Star-Lord over Iron Man, I think. Actually,
Yeah.
unless I'm trying to blast someone down real quick, though. Well, no, because even Star-Lord, he pumps out a heavy amount of damage.
He does pump out some heavy damage on his ult.
Yeah. Yeah,
Plus
exactly.
he blinds. I was thinking Iron Man mainly because he gives that crit up.
Yeah, but he's just unless he's with his team now.
Yeah.
So
I don't know. I'm getting ready to
anyways,
unlock him at 7-star, and I'm thinking I want him. I want him to be better than he really is.
yeah.
I mean, he is unfortunately the worst of the legendaries at this point.
Oh, for sure. Hands down.
But I mean, he does give 15% extra crit chance to all tech allies.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, it's 15. It might be 30%. Because it reads apply 10% crit chance to tech allies and then apply 10% crit chance to all allies. So I'm thinking that tech allies are going to double up on that. So you're giving Ultron like a plus 30% crit chance. That's pretty good. Rocket with a 30% chance. I mean, that's even without a tank on there. I think that's got enough firepower to start burning things down in the first turn.
Yeah.
So I agree with you on the Star-Lord, maybe for War, but I think for Arena, I would probably try Iron Man.
Fair.
Because you're gonna push those guys naturally to close to 50% crit chance.
Yeah.
So, let's see. All right. How would you guys feel about a real-time ranking update to Blitz? This way we can know our ranking while the Blitz is running and not have to guess how many points we need to reach a certain tier.
I mean, it's gonna cause a lot of competition right around those tier cuts.
It will.
But I personally would like it.
I think I would
I think
too.
it's opinion based.
It definitely is opinion based. But I also think I would like it, but at the same time, it is going to. I think it would artificially drive up Blitz scores.
Yeah, you would have some competitiveness really going on and driving up, especially at the very top end.
Oh yeah, I mean we saw 31 million for Colossus, and that's insane to me. I don't know what number 2. I didn't bother looking to see what number 2 did.
I honestly don't know, like, how it's possible to do that, like, and still have. And this is not a diss at all to anyone, because trust me, I'm the first person to waste a ridiculous amount of time on games whenever I want. But I honestly just don't know how you can function in life for those few days and still get that high of a score. Like,
well,
I want to know if it's actually
we're talking
revolves
people
around...
that probably have multiple 300k power teams.
Right. I guess what I'm talking about is, like, I'm not sure if it's just like, do you actually like call into work and be like, hey, not coming in today, like, or like the next 3 days, like, I'm not coming in. I honestly want to know. I'm curious if you can kind of get away with it at work, or if you just try to sneak it in. Although it's hard to sneak it in whenever your phone would be tied to your face, basically.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, obviously you can. Man, Peon got 12. Congratulations, Peon. How's it, man? 12th place. Well done.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm looking at the top list here. Oh, there's a friend of ours at 14.
I think Peon's asleep. Otherwise, I would. Oh no, Peon's typing. Peon, I actually genuinely want to know that. If you actually tell me, I would love that. You can even private message me if you want.
Yeah, I don't know. Man, I almost feel bad for not pushing the 8 million at this point, considering the top 100 is only 13. Yeah, 13.6.
All right, well, what's the next one?
Anyway, let's see. Would you prefer they keep the current pace of new characters, slow down and allow you to focus on the new characters for a bit, or stop for a bit and focus on reworking existing characters?
Mine is for selfish reasons, but I want them to go through the list as fast as possible so we can get to Gambit.
Yep. Yeah, that reminds me, I got to contact Cerebro and tell him to push Gambit out in another couple of years. Because I have a feeling that once you get Gambit and you realize how bad he is, you're just gonna be like, shit.
I
I'm
don't
done with this
care.
game.
That will be like I won't care if he's bad. I'm going to put everything I can into him. I won't be spending anymore, but I'm going to put everything I can into him, and I'm going to play him all the time for everything.
Okay, so I'm gonna jump a few questions down. Which would Hebrew rather fight? 1 Gambit of Vision's power level, or 100 Visions of Gambit's power level?
100 visions of Gambit power level, or 1 vision of Gambit's power.
No,
level?
1 Gambit.
Or I'm sorry, 1 Gambit of Vision's power level.
Yes, and we're not talking MCU power level, although technically
Right.
he's got a reality stone, so his power level
Doesn't
is
show it.
actually right. There were reasons, but that's fine. I'm not going to start discussing the nuances of his character with you tonight, but
so I mean, if I'm fighting to win, then I'd probably want to fight was it Gambit of Vision's power level?
yes.
I'd rather do that because then he just wouldn't do anything. So
I said
maybe-
not MCU.
It's hard for me to imagine him any other way, but I would probably still pick that because a Gambit at Gambit's power level is way more powerful anyways. So yeah, I'd still pick that for sure. Beyond Omega level, that's all I gotta say.
He's not. He's not.
He
But okay.
absolutely has an arc where he is, and that's what I'm referring to.
Yeah. Okay. All right. I don't have the strength tonight. I don't. What would your ideal Alliance War reward structure look like? I feel like we answered this a little bit earlier.
Yeah, I actually already gave that one, both earlier and last time.
Why is Dorian so sexy? Because I am.
Why? The
Because
world
I am.
has no idea. Yeah.
Hey, look. Only one person I care about feels that way. So, I'm
Oh,
happy.
that's sweet of you to say. Yeah.
So, if you could change one thing about Strike Force, what would it be? Get rid of Red Stars.
Get rid of Vision.
Oof, man. I'm just gonna record you saying that, and anytime I ask a question, I'm just gonna say Vision. What do you think gear level and character level requirements will be to unlock Phoenix? Will she unlock as a 6-star character, or do we need the 6-star team to unlock her at 5 and then advance to 6 with another tiered challenge? She will unlock at 6.
Yeah.
I promise you, she will unlock at 6. Now, we have been told it's going to be the most difficult thing we've ever seen. And so it may very well be that you have to have that full team of 5, at least tier 10, 5/5, 5/4 abilities. But don't do it. Don't do it until we see the event, and do incremental upgrades as you do the event. Do minimum. Yeah. So you basically, for those of you that are not familiar with this process, you do minimum power leveling during the event. And so you play the event, and you play it a few times, just to make sure RNG is not screwing with you. And then you rank your guys up maybe a couple levels, right? So you can unlock another ability. And you throw that ability on there, and you try it 1 or 2 more times. And you go, man, and you kind of gauge what you feel you need, right? And then you level up a little bit more. And you want to reach that minimum power level to complete the event, but you won't know what that is until you see the event.
Yeah, I mean that's fairly obvious to do, but I would say that the gear is something that, because you can't farm gear instantaneously.
Correct.
Like
I would hold the
can
gear though.
You'd have to do some big, like I wouldn't even, like that's a good amount of research that you have to do on what your character is going to need if you want to future farm it.
This is true.
You know
now
what I mean?
will say that at least 3 of those characters are worthwhile farming and getting
For
to
sure.
like tier 10,
Absolutely.
tier 11, right?
Yeah, we
Ronan
are really
is
only
great.
talking.
Mordo and Loki, get those guys to tier 11, tier 10, tier 11. They're outstanding characters. We're talking Nobu and Hand Assassin,
Yeah.
who I am sure are going to use the same pieces. Actually, they all 5 are going to use the same pieces of gear because they're all Mystic villain controllers.
Yep.
Oof. Let's see. What would FoxNext have to do to get players to leave in droves? 35 to 50% of the players leave. Despite all of their failings, people only seem to leave in trickles. Well, I think green stars will cause people to leave.
No, I don't. I
No,
honestly
probably not.
don't. I don't think
Look,
that there's what.
Strike Force is successful for one reason and one reason only: the Marvel IP.
Two reasons. Two reasons. The Marvel IP and the game structure. Because there's a lot of games out there with Marvel IP that don't survive.
That's fair.
It's the game type and the IP. 100%.
Look, they took Galaxy of Heroes. They threw the Marvel license on top of it, and they said, "Here, give us your money." And we all went, "Okay."
Yeah.
So I mean, and look, I know Marvel or Galaxy of Heroes is not it's not the only one that has a similar game structure, but it's, again, like you said, it's the game structure.
It's a combination of these two.
Yeah, it's a combination of the game structure and the Marvel IP. If it only had one or the other, I think this game would really kind of be done.
It would be dead in the water. It would 100% be done.
I still don't know how Contest of Champions survives because Cash Scam is a horrible. I mean, we think FoxNext is bad. Cash Scam is worse.
No, I think from everything I've heard that it's at this point the opposite.
Man, I played Hobbit Kingdom of Heroes, and man, they treated us like garbage.
Yeah, I think that they are bad for sure. I mean, I've heard a lot of things, but I'm fairly positive FoxNext has taken the cake on that. I think people that play both have kind of mentioned that several times now. But regardless, I honestly don't think that there's anything that can really take it down, because I think that if anything was going to take it down, it would have for sure been Red Stars. But since that didn't do it, I honestly don't think that there's anything without, I mean, being short of just like, I don't know, like saying free to play people can't play the game anymore or something, like something incredibly dramatic like that.
Yeah,
I don't think anything will.
They now started. They start now charging a monthly fee just to play the game. That would cause people to leave in droves.
Exactly. Yeah. Something like that would cause people to. It still would play, but there would be a mass exodus for sure.
Let's see. What's your best memory you've had with a pet?
With a pet. Oh gosh. Anything with my parents' Great Dane. I love that dog. He's amazing. So anything with him. I really can't think of a specific moment because every moment with him is awesome.
Man, I've got quite a few. I'm gonna pick one from when I was 9, maybe 8 or 9. I had a husky, Bobby. He was really kind of a puppy, and we were living on my grandfather's farm. It wasn't a working farm, but we called it the farm because it was 68 acres of wooded hills and big land, right? Not flat, but it had a lot of woods and a lot of hills. And so one year we got this really big snowstorm, and so I piled into a snowsuit, grabbed my BB gun, and went hiking into the woods, and I fell into just a small area, and the snow came up like to my chest, and I'm a kid, right? I'm like 8 or 9. I'm panicking, and Bobby was with me, and he ran away, and I started crying my eyes out, and he actually came back to me. Oh, so wow. That's a memory that just kind of stays with you, type of thing. Let's see. I won't go into the pony that stepped on my head.
The pony that stepped on your head.
Yes, I fell off a pony. We had ponies on the farm, and I was going up a hill, and I fell off the pony, and I fell under the pony, and the pony stepped on my head. And thankfully, I fell into mud, so it didn't step on me hard, and it kind of pushed my head into the mud, so it didn't do any damage.
Right.
I only twitch every once in a while. Let's see. What is your favorite Marvel character that makes you like them so much? No, 'cause they're the best or the coolest nonsense, Hebrew.
Say that one more time. The Marvel character that I like the most.
What is it about your favorite Marvel character that makes you like them the most? And no, because they're best or coolest.
I think it's just something to do with the fact that he was just such a Cajun superhero, because it's Gambit, obviously.
Right.
Like a Cajun superhero. I don't know. I just found that really cool. It was different, and I liked the fact. I always really liked the concept of throwing cards as a weapon. I thought that was super cool, and the fact that he got to like kinetically charge them and stuff. Oh, just so cool, and he was really good. Like he had like the ability, like the martial ability to use staffs and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I don't know. His attitude too, his persona, really cool. I really liked that. Yeah, just everything about him. He's the coolest for sure. So yeah, that's mine.
No, because he's the coolest. No,
but
because
I gave
he's the
all the
coolest.
reasons why he's cool first.
Let's see. For me, obviously, it's Deathlock, and I've discussed this in length in the past. It's the fact that here's a pacifist inside of a war machine, and even as a teenager, a young teenager, I love the kind of the dichotomy of that. And I'm talking to Michael Collins' Deathlock. I'm not a big fan of the previous versions from like the 70s or the one after that. But there was the whole pacifist in a war machine, and he was such a powerful war machine, and he had to fight with that because, here he's got like this computer in his head, this AI basically telling him, hey, look, the best thing we can do here is kill. And he's like, no.
Right.
So, he put himself into harder situations because of that. And it also kind of showed what it would take to get a person to kind of break their own rules.
Yeah, me too.
All right. Let's see. I don't think we're gonna answer all these tonight. Sorry, guys. Not all of them are guaranteed to make on there. Let's see. I will reread this one. Do you think it would fix the Elite Red Star problem if you got to pick another orb or shards for the next level orb? So, if you pull a duplicate 5 red star character, you would be able to pick either another 5-star orb or 6-star shards?
I mean, it would certainly help. I don't think it would fix the problem though, but I think it would certainly help
to fix at this point.
Exactly. I think that, yeah, I mean, it's definitely better than any system that they put in place.
This is true.
I put it to you like that. So, yeah.
Okay, let's see. Let's do some fun ones.
Okay.
Let's get real personal. Boxers or briefs?
Ooh, for sure briefs.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, the correct answer is neither.
Yeah. Or boxer briefs actually is the best. He's right. Yeah, boxer briefs are the best.
Boxer briefs are choice if I have to wear anything.
Do you really freeball it all the time?
Pretty much.
Wow, I've never met anyone that actually freeballs it all the time.
Yeah, the only my dress pants I don't, because there's some interior fabric lining that doesn't feel right. Jeans are great. My jeans, love them.
Yeah, no, not for me.
Yeah, so more than you guys ever want to know. Let's see. You and I talked about this offline. I do want to get to this one because I actually went to FoxNext when I saw this question originally, and I was like, is this for real? Because this seems like it should be fixed now.
Right.
So what do you think about the new war exploit where top alliances create a very low CP alliance, then wait for a new war season and they all swap over to the low alliance to guarantee they win their war matches? Alliance CP is locked at the start of a new war season, just so you know. If you didn't know that already. I think that's atrocious.
Mm-hmm.
I think that if you're doing that, that's bad. That's terrible.
Yeah, that's exploit. That's exploiting. I mean, people got in trouble for something like that for Thanos, like way at the beginning of the game, right?
They were doing something to that effect where they had multiple. They had before they like put a cap on the raid tickets.
Yeah, that's right. They kept stacking the raid tickets by opening a new raid and switching people or something like that.
Well, what they would do is they would like build up tickets over a couple of seasons and then swap over and then just run back to back for an entire season.
Well, no, if I remember correctly, I think it was like they didn't have a limit on how quickly you could re-enter another alliance or something without participating in the raids. So they would do that, then go to another alliance, and then get all the raid tickets. Or no, maybe not. I don't remember.
They had to, because you
Yeah.
had to stay in there through the season to get the rewards. Or what they were doing. No,
I don't
I'm
think
pretty
that
sure
there were
they were
season rewards
stacking
at
up
that
tickets.
time.
No, they were stacking up tickets.
Mhm.
And then once they had built up X amount of tickets, they would swap over and run the raid. I know what you're thinking about. People that were just basically alliance hopping to get.
That's what it was.
You're thinking alliance hopping. I'm talking
and they got
about
in
like
trouble for that.
when raid seasons first started.
Yeah. So that wasn't what I was talking about. I was thinking about the raid hopping with Thanos. So yeah, and they got in trouble for that too. So yeah, I hope because this is worse. So, in my opinion. So yeah.
Let's see. Yeah, I agree. That's something that they've got to fix. They have got to.
Although I don't know if I still don't know if I would hold it against the gamer as much as, I mean, it's the company's fault.
No. I hold it against the gamer. You're taking advantage of an overlooked exploit.
I do agree that, like, they obviously know what they're doing, but at the same time, they're not doing anything that's like hacking the game at all.
But they are.
I mean,
they absolutely are. They're taking advantage.
They're using...
No. They created a low-level CP alliance.
Yes.
They wait until that alliance CP locks at the start of the raid season.
Right.
Then they are swapping alliances to take advantage, and they're going against lower CP with higher CP guild or alliance. They are completely taking advantage of the system, and they are.
Right. They are taking advantage of the system, but it's a system nonetheless that they have put in the game and so far ignored.
Well,
so
maybe because they didn't
I
know.
Hold it against them for that.
Maybe because they didn't know people were going to do this, or it was one of those things that, I mean.
Well, whenever it started happening, though, it is their fault, because the fact that it's still going on right now, the fact that, like, we know about it before they do is even a problem.
Well, so think about that. Why is that happening? Because these top tier alliances want to keep that advantage.
Yeah.
So I absolutely, instead of reporting the issue, they're just saying, "Oh, hey, we can just screw over everybody else and do this."
Oh, yeah, but the problem is that still that's something FoxNext should be aware about.
Maybe they weren't. But that's what I'm saying. How would they know if nobody told them?
Well,
obviously
they should be
missed
watching
it.
their own game. That's what I'm saying. But, like, what I'm saying is, ideally, they would be able to figure this out before we would, because they should be analyzing their own game. But second of all, regardless, they do know about it.
I'm gonna argue with you on this one, because I'm a developer. There is zero chance you can monitor everything for every possibility.
No, but this has been happening for a little bit now.
But if they weren't aware of it, then you don't know what you don't know.
Right.
Why would they be monitoring for something that they didn't think could happen, or they weren't thinking about? How would they monitor for that?
If I was them, if I saw people getting a ridiculous amount of currency for war that they shouldn't be getting, I would think that that's a pretty big red flag. That's
but you think they're looking at it on an individual basis? We're probably talking like 5 or 6, maybe 10 alliances doing this. That's 240 people out of hundreds of thousands, if not millions.
Yeah, but it's also at the very top end. I mean, I could see something like that. I would imagine that would be fairly easy to spot, but I don't know. Maybe not. But either way, that point is moot, because at this point they know about it, and it's still
they do now, because I told them today, if nothing else.
Right, and it still isn't taken care of, so it's still their problem. And
well,
I promise
hold on.
For another,
you don't know when they found out. If they just found out 6 hours ago because I told them, you can't expect them to go, "Oh, okay, well, we'll get this fixed in like 30 minutes."
Right.
I mean, that's a significant programming change that you would have to do.
Well, it's already been some hours, but second of all, even then, I'm saying. Nothing's been done yet, and I would bet money that it will not be fixed for at least another couple of days. At least another couple of days.
Well, okay. So first of all, we're in a weekend, so this is not something that's going to bring the game crashing down around their ears. So this is not something that I would call a P1 defect or a top priority defect. that requires 24/7 to get it fixed.
I mean, it's whenever you're comparing it to other top-end alliances, I think that other top-end alliances that you would speak to that aren't doing it are probably very upset about it.
They probably are, and they have every right to be. But,
yeah,
we're talking about a small number of alliances in the grand scheme of things, right?
Yeah, but it's the people that pay the most.
But usually, you're right. Mm-hmm. But I don't think that this is something that it requires them to be at the office 24/7 until it's fixed. Is it something that needs to be fixed? Absolutely.
Up to them on how bad they want to let it go. I mean,
this isn't a game changer to the point. Look, it's bad. It's very, very bad. But it's not like people can't log into the game.
I agree with you. But regardless, I mean, every exploit, especially, I think that this isn't the worst thing ever. But I do definitely think that it absolutely has impact, and especially to the people who spend the most on this game and honestly deserve the best chance of competing fairly, because that's what they pay for, to compete. And so I don't really think that that's fair. And like I said, obviously these people know what they're doing, and I don't like the fact that they're doing it. But at the same time, and I had the same stance back in the day with that whole thing, it's a loop in the system that they left open. I agree if it was like hacking or something like that, like changing the data in the game, I think that for sure constitutes serious repercussions. But if it's a system that they left open and that they haven't closed yet, especially after they know about it, I don't know if I personally would do anything. I don't know. I wouldn't be upset if they did anything to them either. But I don't know if I was calling the shots, if I would be upset about them. I'd be more upset about the developer, I guess, depending on how quickly they resolve the issue.
Yeah, and look, I mean, I can tell you from experiences, these things do not get resolved immediately. In fact, you've got to analyze the issue. You've got to see what the impact is. You've got to see what the change is going to look like, because this may require a brand new client push, and that's not happening anytime soon.
Right, but I think even the smallest things ever with FoxNext have taken way longer than they ever should have. So that's why I'm saying, like, I think that this will be up for a while.
And I think it may very well be. And
we'll see what happens with it. But
we're already in the middle of the raid season.
Mm-hmm.
Or the war season, right? I would not expect anything until at least the beginning of the next war season, because you can't. It wouldn't affect anything right now,
right?
But it would in the next war season.
I mean, it still does affect, because it's another victory, so it's more currency. But
I mean, yeah. Unless they just shut off war, it's already in play.
I'm doing that.
Well, yeah, but you hate war, so
yeah, I do.
But yeah. So let's see. How did you become so interested in roses? My grandfather gave me my first rose 5 years ago. My first rose bush. 5 years ago. Yeah, I realized I heard it when I said it. He gave me my first rose bush.
He gave me my first rose.
About 5 years ago that I planted in our house in Cincinnati, and it just, where I lived at in Cincinnati was a let's just call it a high traffic heroin area. It was not the best. I wasn't making a whole lot of money at the time, and so we lived in a more decrepit area. And it was just, we tried to take care of our house. We tried to make it as pretty as possible for the area that we lived in. Remind me to tell you the dropping trowel in the street story someday. And so the roses were, given to me by my grandfather, and something that I used to try to help beautify the house in that area. So that's how I got into them, at the time.
Very cool.
Let's see. What side of the MCU Civil War would you have been on? Iron Man or Cap?
Any side that Vision's not on. So I would have been on the Cap side.
The grab bag's going to go away, guys, and you can blame Hebrew, because every answer involves Vision.
That's so
My
true,
God.
I really would have picked Cap side, though. For sure.
Yeah, I probably would have as well.
Yeah.
Let's see. Wolverine rework, win. Not going to happen. There is no Wolverine rework. Sorry. I just...
Yeah, if it didn't happen here, I don't think it'll happen, at least for a very long time.
Yep. Wolverine is not getting reworked. You got a fastball special. That was his quote-unquote rework.
Yeah.
Do you think FoxNext should offer a refund on the War Machine unique orange material? The ability is currently worded incorrectly. The ability states plus 30% damage, which would imply it goes from 20 to 50 damage increase. It's actually a flat 30% increase in damage. The plus needs to be removed. I sent a ticket and support admitted the wording wasn't corrected, but they didn't have the ability to refund the orange mat. So
that's bullshit. They do have the ability to do that.
They do have the ability to do that, but at the same time, I'm not sure that that's... I see your point, and I also see that it's, what... Only because I know how to read FoxNext. I know that when I see
that's what I'm thinking right now.
I know when I see a plus 30%, I know for a fact that doesn't mean it's going to go... Well, that's not true because they do plus in other places. Like, for example, I was talking Iron Man earlier. That T4 does read plus 5% to everybody, which would imply... So
that's what I was going to say, was that whenever it's worded like that, I don't read it as one way or the other. I go and investigate to figure out which way it means because they worded it as both. So it's really ambiguous as to which one. I've seen them apply it in both ways with the same wording on different characters. So, yeah.
Yeah, so it's really weird, though, because War Machine himself says, in war, comma, gain plus 30% damage.
Yeah.
So that doesn't mean... I can read that as saying, in war, you're going to get plus 30% damage. Not you're going to get plus 50% damage. But let me look at exactly how, like, Iron Man's worded here. See, here's where the wording changes, right? So for, like, Iron Man, on his... if I were to take his passive to to level 5, it says plus 5% extra crit chance to self and tech allies.
Right, so you're saying that the extra there is a little different part, but still, it's incredibly ambiguous. You need to go check before you do anything. That's what I've learned in this a long time ago.
Yeah, go to MSF.gg.
Wording on abilities, you need to check exactly.
Yeah, I think it's one of those that they should offer a refund on.
I think so. Anything that's that ambiguously stated, for sure should.
Let's see. Someone in my alliance doesn't like the fact free-to-play players get free gold should he work for FoxNext. Also, why is Colossus not weak to mags? Should he work for FoxNext? He doesn't like the fact free-to-play players get free gold. Well, remind him that he's getting the free gold too. So it's not like only free-to-play players are getting it. Everybody's getting it. So it's less money he has to spend if he's a spender. So he should be happy because he's saving money. Well, that's not how savings work. But he's not spending as much money to get the same amount of gold.
So I missed the first part of this, but was this in relation to the Gold Gate 2.0?
I imagine, yes.
So, yeah, I mean, like, the thing is that we're getting money for free. So, superficially, yay, we're all getting money for a bunch of gold for free. But the problem is that when you're putting it in relation to the people who have just got a leg up on the competition, that's not as fun.
Yeah, but see, I don't think he's talking... When I read this, I'm not reading it as he's talking about just those 85 people. He's talking about all pay-to-win players.
Oh, okay.
So, let me read it again. Someone in my alliance doesn't like the fact free-to-play players get free gold. Should he work for FoxNext?
Sure. I'd say so.
It probably, and he might. You never know. They are floating around. Those people are floating around. So
yeah, probably part of the job description.
Also, why is Colossus not weak to mags? Why is Wolverine not weak to mags? I mean,
yeah,
it's a game.
That's a good point.
All right, that's our grab bag for the week. Be on the lookout for next week's survey where you'll have a chance to ask your questions of us. And who knows? who knows? You might learn something you didn't know you needed to know.
That's right.
All right, Hebrew. So I think we're getting ready to wrap things up here. But before we do, why don't you give the paying customers what they came for and let them know who you're farming?
So I am farming Minerva unique gear. Let me be specific. Not farming Minerva herself because I can't yet. And yeah, I am farming for Hand Assassin. Still farming for my characters for Wakanda a bit too, whenever that comes back around. So yeah, pretty much that. Just character farming right now. What about you?
So I was farming a few people in Shield, Hawkeye and Shield Trooper specifically, because they were the last two I needed to get to 7 stars for Iron Man. I am currently farming gear for Star-Lord, Fury, and Minerva, and Groot. It's a long farm, man. It is a long farm, especially considering that Minerva and Star-Lord really use the same gear, but she's already at tier 12, so that's a good thing. Right now it's just kind of getting Star-Lord up to that level. Other than that, yeah, that's really it. I'm not doing much else, like character farming wise.
Yeah.
So, all right. Yep. All right, guys. Well, that's sorry, I was putting some gear on Star-Lord.
I knew.
I was a little distracted. Sorry. I was looking at my text and I'm like, oh, hey, he's my second most powerful tech. So I need to gear him up some more. But all right. Now I'm all discombobulated. Hey, Hebrew, before we head out, was there anything you wanted to tell everybody? I know there was some news or some information you wanted to share.
Yes. So the ANR website is finally out, alternerdreality.com. It is spectacular looking. I recommend that everyone go take a look at it at least. And we have some really, really cool stuff on there. We just finally got out. We got all of the new podcasts approved. So they're all on iTunes and Spotify and everything like that. A lot of fun. We have a new podcast called Porn and Politics, which is basically about subjects. It's not, anything like bad or anything. It's just basically about topics that some people might shy away from in modern day society. So it ranged, like our last episode was over AI, and we went into the political spectrum a little bit. So that was pretty cool. Our upcoming episodes, we already have a couple in the can that are coming out, and they're of similar regard. Really fun to shoot. Chewburger, myself, and a guest in some. And then we have a D&D podcast as well, which just came out, which features a lot of us, and we have a blast with that one. So go check that one out. It's called The League of Extraordinary Dicemen. So much fun. A lot of editing. And then we also have Click or Skip, of course, which people have been asking me a lot about new episodes. I'm sorry I wasn't able to get those out just because we were working so hard on getting everything else approved and episodes ready for it. But new episodes of that are coming out on, if not Saturday, for sure, 2 episodes. So one Sunday, one Monday, if not Saturday and Sunday. So yes, and those will all be coming out. Now we're on a very even schedule with everything, so everything should be coming out with 1 episode a week at least. So pretty fun, but that's pretty much everything for me. Just go check it out. And you can join our Discord at discord.me/ANR. So that's it. What about you?
Wasn't there something you wanted to do at this point?
Oh, yes, that's right. Da-da-dun.
Thanks for listening to the Ravager Report. You can find us on any and all of your favorite podcast apps, or by going directly to our Podbean site at ravagerreport.podbean.com. Don't forget to subscribe and leave us a rating and a review, as it helps us make the show better for you. You can find us on Twitter at RavagerRepo, and join our Discord channel at discord.me/RavagerReport. If you would like to help support our show, you can do so at patreon.com/RavagerReport. And for just $5 per month, you can get early access to the uncut live show a day or two YouTube before it's released. You can also find Hebrew on YouTube by searching for Alternate Reality, and myself on YouTube by searching for Dorian Blade. Finally, we want to send a great big shout out to all of our listeners and patrons for the continued support. And until next time, keep fighting, true believers.
Bum, 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 bum. There we go.